What's poppin'? What's poppin'? All right. So, as we all know, I'm on Pacific time, so it's 10 p.m. here. But whatever time zone you're joining from, if you're in the US, it's nighttime. All right. As we all know, my neighbor be bitching. My neighbor was bitching last night. I completely ignored it. She's probably pissed as fuck, but we can't be doing 2 nights in a row of keeping her awake. But it's like such bullshit, bro, because I'm not even fucking yelling. I'm straight talking, and it's just such bullshit. It's just such bullshit, but I'm gonna try to keep my voice down tonight around this level as I'm speaking right now. Because if I can't speak at this level, fuck you. You feel me? But yeah, shout out to everybody joining the stream right now. I see Dylan in here, John Dong, Gravy, Ruby Z, Otto. I'm gonna read your guys' chats in a second. But before I read the chats, let's address the thumbnail, the headline of the evening. It's not a big news day. Gravy says my neighbor hates when I'm streaming. Ha ha ha. I mean, she fucking hates it, homie. I don't know if you're talking about yourself, Gravy, but if you got the same issue as me, you know it's fucking miserable. I mean, this is miserable, bro. And it's like I would be streaming earlier, but I'm too busy trapping all day trying to get my fucking rent paid. You feel me? So like shit, I can't even fucking go live sooner if I wanted to. I'm too busy trapping. I'm still trying to fucking scramble to get my fucking rent money. It's I got till the end of the day tomorrow to do it. So that's why these are late night streams right now. The income I made last month in January, I got to wait for that to get deposited on like the 21st. I'm talking the YouTube money. So, we're just in this little we're in this limbo right now. It's a balancing act. And unfortunately, that bitch upstairs gets the last fucking priority. All right. Her sleep is the last priority. Stream, priority number one. Well, equal, we got stream and bills paid. That's priority number one. Priority number three, or the last priority, that bitch is fucking sleep. But it is one of my priorities, but it's the last fucking priority. All right. Anyway, now that I got that off my chest, I'm still going to read the chats, but let's get into it. The thumbnail of the evening: Andre Galvao, founder, owner, head coach of Atos Jiu-Jitsu, also a multiple-time ADCC champion. All right, multiple-time ADCC super fight champion. If you don't know what that means if you win ADCC, right, the previous year, you get to, at heavyweight, I believe, you get to compete the following year in a super fight. Okay, so that's what Andre Galvao has been doing for a long time now. He's an ADCC reigning champion, but on top of that, all the super fights he's been in, I think the only person he's lost to is Gordon Ryan. So, with all that being said, Andre Galvao has been accused of grooming or sexual misconduct of one of his students. Her name, Alexa Hersey. 18-year-old Alexa Hersey. Based off of my research, she's 18 years old, but she's been with him since she was a minor. She says that over the last 6 months, there has been some sexual advances, some sexual misconduct that's taken place not in the presence, that's taken place courtesy of Andre Galvao. All right. So this has been a rumor that's been circulating for like 3 days now, apparently. Today's the first day I'm hearing about it. But this rumor's been circulating for about 3 days. Actually, it was circulating so much that Andre Galvao was pressed to issue his first statement. He issued the statement before Alexa. He tried to get ahead of this shit. Okay, so we got an Andre Galvao statement to read. We got Alexa's statement we're gonna read first. But yeah, long story short, this girl's been with Andre since she was a minor. And I guess one of the other biggest fucking details about this, Alexa informed Andre Galvao's wife. She informed Andre Galvao's wife, and Andre Galvao's wife was complicit in the whole thing. She let it continue to happen. She told the girl to basically, just concede to the whole matter. Don't say anything, even if it's wrong. Don't say anything. Essentially, that's the advice that she gave this little girl. How disgraceful, how disgusting. Now, I will say, innocent until proven guilty in the United States court of law. All right, these are just allegations. And to also be clear, all right, we're using the word sexual misconduct. We're using the word grooming. We're not using the word sexual assault, okay? Because quite frankly, I don't know how fitting that phrase is, considering that he was just making advances inside the gym. You'll hear about it in a second. I'm about to read it to you guys. But before I read it, let me address some of the chats. Let me read some of the chats. Gravy says, yo, what's poppin', Gravy? Atos says, yo, what up? I hope you're having a great night, and I hope everybody else too, just chilling after the gym. Hope some of you guys got gains. Homie, actually, I've been so fucking busy. Like I said, I want you guys to know what's going on in my life. So around this time of the month, this is why we be doing late night streams. This is why some of my content, even like I'm not making as many videos from the live streams right now because I'm busy doing other shit. So that also takes away from the fucking gym. So Otto, believe it or not, I haven't hit the gym since Friday. Since last Friday, I haven't even hit the gym. So, I haven't been getting any gains, homie, but I have been running push-ups at home. So that's been working out for me. But good shit, Otto. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. You're making me proud, homie. Straight making me proud. But yeah, no gym for 3 days. I'm gonna probably hit the gym either tomorrow or Wednesday. Tomorrow or Wednesday. Once the rent's paid tomorrow, end of day, I'm back to the freedom again. But it's just like, damn, bro. These bills be hitting all on the first. I'm talking the rent. I'm talking the internet. I'm talking credit card bills. I'm talking all of them, boys. I'm talking all of them, all hitting on the first. So that's just my situation right now. But, shout out to everybody who be fucking donating and also just tuning in every night. That's a major help. So shout out to everybody who in the stream, who supports on the daily. Whether you donate, whether you just pop into the lives, whether you drop comments in the chat, it's all appreciated. So here's my official shout out to the streets. Thank you very much for all the support. Ruby Z saying, what's up, Castro? What's poppin', Ruby Z? What's poppin', homie? Gravy says, I just heard about that Galvao shit today. I did a seminar with Atos guys back in the day. Yeah, I used to train with Atos' rivals. I am a Cobrina BJJ product. I come from Cobrina. All right? Cobrina and Atos, they're rivals. So I don't got nothing against Atos, though, but I definitely didn't do any seminars with them, considering I come from the Cobrina BJJ lineage. You got the Atos lineage, you got the Cobrina lineage, you got the Gracie lineage. These are some of the most dominant lineages in BJJ. Cannot forget the Art of Jiu-Jitsu, aka the Mendez brothers lineage, another great one. But those are like the big four, or the big three, big four. You got Atos. Don't forget about Danaher now, but you got Atos, Danaher, Gracie, Cobrina, Mendez. But I would mainly say the big three would be big four. Let's go big four. Cobrina, Mendez, Atos, Gracie. Why do I say that? Because both of those lineages compete in the gi and no gi. John Danaher just competes in the gi pretty much, and it's one-dimensional. Nothing against it, but if you're talking about the big four, you got to go with the teams, the schools that teach both gi and no gi. I'm going to keep reading these chats before I get into the story, so just bear with me. Gravy says, that's wild. That was like 2013, 2014. Prime days of me training, Gravy. Those are my prime training days. All the way up until about like 2016, I'd say, 2017. John Dong says, sup, I'm very curious to hear about this Galvao news. Well, we're about to get into it, homie. Stay locked in. Gravy says, ha ha ha, I hear you. We both out here streaming at night, trapping by day. Bills don't pay themselves, brother. I mean, that's exactly what we do in Gravy. We trapping by day, we streaming by night. All day. All right? Shout out fucking Nick Diaz. Trapping by day, streaming by night, all day. It looks like we just got another merch idea. We got a lot of stuff cooking, a lot of stuff on the back burner. It's all locked into my head, boys. We got merch drops coming. I still got to fix my dono settings on the I'm going to give you guys my PayPal so you can donate there in case anyone wants to, so that we don't get fucking taxed 60% by YouTube and Apple App Store. So I got all these things, you know, cooking, but first things first, get that rent paid. Then I'll start, you know, making some adjustments. Dylan saying, what's your trapping / hustle? Dylan, I can't say, homie. I can't say. All right. Just allow me to plead the fifth on that one, Dylan. Maybe one day I can tell you guys. All right. One day you boys will find out. But today I don't think is the day. But shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. Galvao versus Paul Harris ADCC was great. Good times. Good times for sure. Tyler Betts saying LFG, what's up, boys? What's poppin', Tyler? Jesse saying this isn't too surprising. This is such a widespread issue in jiu-jitsu. You also have the Isaac Mitchell situation too. Yep, from the Danaher Death Squad. So a couple months ago, or probably about a month ago, a member from the Danaher Death Squad, Isaac Mitchell, was accused of sexual assault by a female athlete on the team. All right. Earlier last year, around May time, Jacob Rodriguez, Nicky Rod's little brother, removed from B team for keeping a fucking corn, like whatever you want to call it, like a file of like AI generated corn images of females on the team. Okay, so this is a widespread issue that's been dating back since to like last May. You know, Jacob Rodriguez rolled, Isaac Mitchell rolled, now Andre Galvao rolled. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? This is all inside 12 months, by the way. All these allegations coming out inside 12 months. Shout out to Jesse for the context. Otto says, damn, that's cool, man. What time? Life gets busy. It's all good, man. My man, Otto. Shout out to Otto. Yeah, life do be getting busy. Gravy says, there's so many stories of shady motherfuckers at BJJ gyms. Some of those gyms, everyone's fucking. Honestly, makes sense. Makes sense. I always felt weird about grappling with females when I was training. I would feel even weirder now. Now that I'm a grown-ass man, I would feel even weirder now. Because at least when I was like, 18, 17, 19 training, most of the girls I was training with were like 25 and 30. So I wasn't really in this role of like even being able to hit on them because they're so much older than me. But if you're like a 25, 27-year-old dude, 30-year-old dude, and you're going to roll with like a 23-year-old little baddie at the gym, I mean, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And I'm already getting a text message. This is crazy. This is crazy that I'm already getting a text message. I'm literally talking so softly. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, and I ain't stopping. I ain't stopping. I ain't yelling. I'm allowed to talk in my fucking house. Literally just got a text message. And no, I'm not reading it because it's going to kill my fucking vibe. Oh, Jesse says Isaac fled the country and went back to Australia. That's crazy. What a scumbag. John Dong asking Jesse why why they think it's so widespread. Jesse says predators being in leading mentor roles. So many people flow through the system and exposed to these things. Honestly, it's just like older men, bro. They just like, I don't know what it is, but some older men, they can't help themselves with the younger baddies. And it's probably just because they have a hard time coming to grips with the fact that they're like grown ass men, you know, and they're like past their 20s. I mean, come on, bro. You shouldn't really be hitting on like these young girls. This girl's 18 years old, you know, and for some reason Andre's like, you know, moaning in her ear and shit. We're about to read it right now. But yeah, Andre was like moaning in her ear allegedly. And for the record, if anyone's watching this right now who doesn't normally watch, I know the boys who watch will know what I'm about to say. But if anyone's watching this right now who doesn't normally watch, if you're wondering why I'm fumbling over my words, it's because I can't fucking pronounce them. I can't fucking pronounce them because I have to fucking whisper. Okay? I have to fucking whisper and I can't pronounce my gosh damn words. All right. So if you hear me fucking like stuttering or like fumbling over shit, I can already feel it happening. It's because I'm halfway focused about not fucking yelling and I can't make the proper enunciations. So you're going to have to bear with me on that. This ain't my fucking fault. All right. Gravy says my coach was Gladiator Santos, Carlson Gracie gym. Hell yeah. Shout out to Gladiator Santos. Ruby Z says, I think your neighbor is into you, bro. Fuck her, bro. She pisses me the fuck off. You're good, haha. All right. I just had to let that be known. I just had to put that preface out there. Like, bro, it's fucking ridiculous. All right. Without further ado, and by the way, let me also say this before we officially get started. Tonight's stream isn't going to be that long. I need to be able to wake up early tomorrow morning and just get on a better schedule. So tonight, on top of that, it's not even a big news day. We got two big headlines on the day, but there's a lot of other topics I want to just like speed run through at the end of the stream. So the stream won't be super long. We're going to definitely go over an hour though. So, you know, enjoy me tonight while you guys have me. I'll be back tomorrow. We're trying to fix the schedule. We're trapping by day. We're streaming by night. All right. Definitely after tomorrow, we're going to be back on a better schedule. With all that being said, let's get into the Andre Galvao, Alexa Hersey grooming allegations. Been circulating for days now. Both people just issued statements. Andre Galvao issued the first statement. He moved the first chess piece. Alexa Hersey forced to respond and drop her own fucking statement. Here it goes. 18-year-old woman who trains at Atos BJJ has this to say about the head coach, Andre Galvao. Also, IBJJF world champion, ADCC world champion. He won all the accolades. The GOAT of BJJ is arguably Andre Galvao. I want you guys to know that before I read this off to you. Okay. Moving forward, I am no longer associated with Atos Jiu-Jitsu. This is something I never imagined I would have to say, as I have spent most of my childhood and teenage years dedicated to this team. But now, unfortunately, I have no choice but to step away and speak out. So she's no longer part of Team Atos. Within the past 6 months, I was made very uncomfortable on many occasions by Andre Galvao. He touched me inappropriately during training sessions. He repeatedly commented on my body and my appearance during training. He repeatedly commented on my body and my appearance. During training sessions, he would take me away from the training partner I chose for myself, send my partner to train with someone else, and he would make me train with him. He made sexual moaning noises in my ear while he was on top of me. And in another instance, when his head was very close to my head, he licked my ear. Absolutely foul if true. Absolutely foul if true. He made sexual moaning sounds in my ear while he was on top of me, and in another instance, when his head was very close to my head, he licked my ear. Disgusting. I reached out to Angelica Galvao, his wife, someone I have always looked up to as a second mother and who has known me and mentored me since I was a kid. Not only did she do nothing about it, she told me not to say anything and told me that if it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right. I'm going to repeat that. Not only did she do nothing about it, she told me not to say anything and told me that, quote, if it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right, end quote. And, quote, don't bite the hand that feeds you, end quote. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. If it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right. What the fuck kind of advice is that? She chose to ignore me, silence me, and protect her husband. But would you still feel this way if it was your daughter? Now she has chosen to discredit me and attempt to cover this up, which in my opinion makes her just as responsible. I grew up training at Atos, and it was Andre Galvao who promoted me to gray belt as a child. I'm beyond heartbroken. I once looked up to him not only as my professor, but as a hero and a father figure. And to know that he would do this not only to me, but to multiple other people is beyond devastating. So she's saying not only has he done this to her, he's done this to other students as well. I never wanted this. I have nothing to gain by making this public. I'm choosing to leave behind all my friends and my family. This is my truth, and I know for a fact that I am not the only victim of this. To the other girls, I hope this gives you the courage to come out. And so, as much as it hurts, I'm doing my part in making this sport a safer place. I refuse to carry shame that doesn't belong to me. Silence only protects abusers, and I refuse to be silent anymore. I have filed a report with local law enforcement. Boom. Boom. Because that is partially the nail in the coffin. These people who come out with allegations, if you don't file a report with local law enforcement, the allegations mean nothing, in my opinion. Okay? Without a police report, allegations don't mean much. Now, I am aware of the fact that at times, there's not enough proof to come forward with allegations. So I know it's a gray area. I do know it's a gray area. I figure I would just preface it with that. Now let's take a look at this young lady, okay? 18-year-old girl, she just won the European IBJJFs last week. Okay, she'd been training at Atos forever. I'm showing you the pictures just to, let your imagination run wild as far as whether or not Andre's attracted to this young girl or not. She's 18. You know what I mean? She's 18. So that's enough of that. You guys have seen her. She's 18. Now let's read the statement that Andre issued, right? Before she even issued her statement today, Andre issued his statement. Here's what it said. This is February 1st, 2026. Oh, so it was posted a day ago. So Andre posted this yesterday. She posted it today, just to be clear about it. Okay, so Andre addressed it first. He made the first move on the chessboard. This is what he had to say in response to the allegations before anything was spoken publicly. Over the past few days, false rumors have circulated online alleging inappropriate conduct with female students. These claims are untrue, and we are taking the proper legal steps to protect the integrity of Atos. I have dedicated my life to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and to building academies where people can train safely, confidently, and with dignity. I'm proud of our culture, respect, discipline, and professionalism on and off the mats. Our mat space is surrounded by staff, students, cameras, and we have always worked to maintain a safe, respectful, and transparent training environment. I will not engage in social media disputes. However, I will take the necessary measures to protect our community and my family's name, and I assure you that soon everything will come to light, especially the facts on why a few staff members left due to recent administrative and financial changes. That this all started by someone who recently left Atos before this whole thing happened, and this person isn't even stated in the rumors, but obviously has a personal vendetta due to financial cuts and administrative decisions, which aches our hearts to see such devious ways by someone who has benefited so much through the years and who should have at least the minimum amount of gratitude and respect for the team. If you are a current student or parent and you have any concern or a question, I encourage you to reach out directly. We will take any genuine concern seriously and address it through the proper channels, not through vague accusations on social media. To everyone that has supported our academy and our team, Thank you. We will continue focusing on what matters, providing world-class instruction in a respectful environment, and keeping our academy a place where all students can grow. In the end, I have faith that the truth will prevail. I stand alongside my family, Sarah and Angelica, through all tribulations. God bless you all, Andre Galvao. So, the most telling part of Andre's statement is this middle part, where he basically said, our mat space is surrounded by staff, students, cameras, and we have always worked to maintain a safe, respectful, and transparent training environment. I will not engage in social media disputes. However, I will take the necessary measures to protect our community and my family's name. And I assure you that soon everything will come to light, especially the facts on why a few staff members left due to recent administrative and financial changes. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's almost like he's insinuating this girl, Alexa, you know, has a vendetta against him because he laid her off. She's only 18. Was she really working there? Why the fuck would you lay off an 18-year-old who's working there? That doesn't even make any sense. The following paragraph, I'm rereading it, but it says, this all started by someone who recently left Atos. Alexa recently left Atos before this whole thing happened, and this person isn't even stated in the rumors, but obviously has a personal vendetta due to financial cuts and administrative decisions. Financial cuts insinuates that she was an employee and he laid her off, does it not? He doesn't directly name her, but I'm gonna assume that he's talking about her. Which aches our hearts to see such devious ways by someone who has benefited so much through the years and who should have at least the minimum amount of gratitude and respect for the team. Sounds like the advice that Galvao's wife gave her as well. You know, just, suck it up for the team. Some bullshit. So that's the allegations right there. There's nothing more to the story as of now. These are the allegations. Official statement first made by Galvao, followed by Alexa's statement herself. Alexa just competed a week ago at the European IBJJFs. And now that that's over with, before I read the chats, I just want to express how fucking pissed off I low-key am at the neighbor. She straight texts me like 15 minutes into the stream. You can tell she's like trying to be on me. She's trying to be whipping me. You know what I mean? She's trying to whip me into shape. Listen, I'm somebody who can never be whipped into shape. I don't know if you guys realize that yet, right? I don't know who needs to fucking know this or hear this, but I am the last person to ever be whipped into shape. And that's what this bitch is trying to do. She's trying to whip me into shape every time with these stupid ass fucking text messages. Suck my fucking dick. Suck my fucking dick. All right, you ain't whipping shit into shape. And definitely not me. Definitely not fucking me. I ain't doing this little slap on the wrist. This little slap on the wrist shit every time I fucking speak in my goddamn room. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I'm already trying to make the damn change, but I got my own fucking life and my own fucking situation that I'm dealing with. And you fucking come last. All right, so suck my dick with all that wrist slapping shit. It's pissing me the fuck off. I'm the last person you whip into shape. I have an aversion to that. It sickens me. Why the fuck do you think I do what I do? I don't fully have an aversion to authority, but kind of. Kind of. Now, everybody run up the likes on the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Let me read some of the chats. Tyler Betts says, always thought it was creepy as fuck rolling with women or kids. Can't even do Muay Thai clinch drills without the bitch crying. An old creepy coach trying to punish me after, LOL, and embarrass himself. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Women, it's better off if they train with other women. Get like women coaches to train them too. That's what I prefer. Gravy says 100% Galvao, a beast in and out of the gi. His MMA run wasn't great, but he might be the best BJJ player. Yeah, he was, arguably. But, I think Gordon Ryan took that throne from him, especially when he beat him in the super match. Otto says, what the fuck? Ew, why? Damn, she was in on it. Yep. The wife was in on it. What a shame, Otto says. Gravy says, fucked up. Yep, fucked up. Gravy says, Roger Gracie might be the best in the gi. I'm going to take your word for that one, Gravy. I'm going to take your word. I've been not tapped into the gi game in a long time. Galvao and the Epstein files are what? No, but Dr. Peter Attia is. And if you guys know about Dr. Peter Attia, that shit shocked me. Gravy says, typical BJJ mat rat. She probably looked up to them both like crazy. Yeah, you can tell she's a mat rat. You know, she been training her whole life. Stewart says, who knows if he guilty or not? Lots of this sort of shit all over the place. Either way, he'll never be the same or Atos. Yeah, I would say, you know, his gym is going to take a hit for sure. His gym is definitely going to take a hit. And it's like, how much can you want to, you know, how much can you take Andre's word knowing that, like, he's going to have to lie, bro? Like, let's go like this. Let's say Andre's guilty. Well, he can't come out and say that he's guilty, because that's going to effectively kill his entire income stream. You know, his gym's going to go under, his business is going to fail, right? He's going to be now labeled a groomer, essentially. So, you know, how much can we trust the statement from Galvao? Not very much, if you ask me. You know, it's the same as being, you know, compromised, right? He has something directly to gain from denying the allegations, right? So I know everybody does in general, you know, they have to gain the safety of their public image. But not only that, but he got the gym too on the back end, you know, riding on whether or not people believe these allegations. The success of the gym riding on whether or not people believe these allegations. You feel me? So he got two little, you know, external factors, his own personal reputation and then the success of the gym. Both of those could be causing him to lie. Usually only one thing causes someone to lie, which is, you know, their personal reputation. But he got two things, which gives him even more incentive to lie. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just pointing out the fact that be careful listening to what Andre got to say, because he has a lot to gain from it. More than the average person. Tyler Betts says they always wait till they're 18 so they can get the full settlement money and not the parents, question mark. I don't know, Tyler. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I for sure understand what you're saying or asking. But I mean, that would also insinuate that this girl put up with SA, right? For like a longer period of time for like a financial gain. And I won't, you know, I won't accuse her of that. I won't accuse her of that. Also, you know, she's not filing a civil lawsuit, right? She's filing an official police report, which I think that does work in her favor. That does work in her favor. Miata Boy says, yo, what did I miss? You missed a lot and not a lot at the same time, homie. But basically, we're just talking about these allegations. I don't even know if you know who Andre Galvao is, but his 18-year-old student is accusing him of grooming her or sexual misconduct. So we just got into all of it. But to be honest with you, homie, I got the bitch complaining upstairs. So I don't got it in me. I don't got it in me to go back on it. So you'll have to rewind the stream, but that's what we've been talking about. I doubt you even care, though. To be honest, Miata Boy, if you care, great. If you don't care, even better. We're moving into Lerone Murphy versus Movsar Evloev, officially announced for UFC London. That's what we're moving into next. But let me finish these chats real quick. Jesse says, I believe this Andre is only giving a partial truth. Hey, we laid a few guys off, but ignore all the big jiu-jitsu women leaving the gym and all of the affiliates leaving as well, using the pay cuts as a deflection for the allegations. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to discredit her. He's trying to discredit her reputation, her credibility. He's trying to discredit her credibility by being like, oh, no, this is just because it's fueled by money. You know, I think, Jesse, you hit the nail on the head. I think you hit the nail on the head saying using the pay cuts as a deflection for the allegations. No, I think you're right. He's minimizing it by saying, like, no, no, no. She just got, like, she was a part of the pay cuts. So now she's bitter. And now she's got a vendetta against me. That's exactly what he said, right? That's exactly what he said. He's trying to discredit her fucking credibility instead of just flat out saying, no, I didn't do that. And wherever she wants to take it, I'm fine with it. I didn't do that. I got camera footage. I can pull it all up. Tell her to drop the date that happened, and I'll pull up the camera footage of us rolling together, and you tell me whether or not it looks fishy. That's what I would do. I wouldn't try to discredit her credibility by saying that, like, these allegations are money motivated, right? Because I made pay cuts in my gym. I would say, oh, that's what you have to say about me? Perfect. Drop the timestamp so I can pull it up on the fucking gym cameras. I ain't scary, right? That's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Andre, he doing a different thing. He taking a different approach. He taking the, I'm going to destroy her credibility approach and say it's just because I made pay cuts and she's bitter about it and she got a vendetta against me. I don't know. We'll see who else comes out with this, Jesse. That's what I got to say. We'll see who else comes out with this. Stuart says, trouble with BJJ is there are too many cults, too much hating other clubs for no reason, etc. BJJ is super, super like, you're with me or you're against me type of shit. And I'm like that too. You know what I mean? But when it comes to training, no. You should be allowed to train with other people. You should be allowed to train with other schools and learn knowledge, Stuart says, there are senior guys that have been married so many times because they always find a new chick. Our head coach never touches females, only his own girls. I mean, shit. All right, well, that's that story. Let's move into the next story of the day, but just a reminder to everybody in the stream right now, like the stream and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like the stream and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Stuart says, I don't care who taps me out at our club, my mates' clubs, etc. Yeah, I don't know why BJJ instructors, they don't like their students to go to other gyms and train. MMA used to be like that. MMA is not like that anymore, but jiu-jitsu definitely is like that still. Miata Boy says, I want to start MMA, but these kind of stories are common now. Homie. I don't know if you're worried about catching a case yourself, Miata Boy, but I can tell you right now with certainty, ain't no one gonna SA you, homie. Ain't no one gonna SA you, homie. You're more than safe to start training. Ain't no one finna SA you, homie. On the simple fact that you're a guy, I haven't heard one guy come out with these allegations. It's all females. And Miata Boy, it's pretty much all jiu-jitsu. I mean, there were those allegations with Tiki Gosen brought forth by Sean Strickland, but that stuff got swept under the rug so quick. Super quick. Okay, so it's official. It's official. The UFC announced UFC London will be headlined by Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. Spoiler alert, Lerone Murphy did an interview with Ariel Helwani today, and he said this isn't a confirmed number one contender fight. Okay, but it pretty much is. What Lerone was really saying is that there's nothing promised in the UFC, and we're not going to operate off of a promise. Yes, it's most likely the number one contender fight, but there's no confirmation. So I'm not going to say that there's a promise that I get the title shot if I beat him. But I'm here to tell you, boys. I'm here to tell you that this is the number one contender fight. The winner of Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy will be getting the next title shot against Alex Volkanovski. No questions asked. If not, we fucking riot. If not, we fucking riot. We get Dana to oil the fuck up. All right. Bottom line. Bottom line, I know you're all in agreement with me. So yes. So, you know, Lerone Movsar official. UFC London main event March 21st. Tune in. Hometown boy Lerone Murphy gets to show out in front of his hometown crowd and secure that number one contender spot, that next title shot against Volk in his hometown, baby. Let's go. Let me know who you guys are picking. I will do a poll. Lerone or Movsar? Yeah, so once again though, today's not that big of a news day. So we don't got, we don't got a crazy amount of stuff to cover, but we will be speed running through quite a few things. Miata Boy says, nah, like I wouldn't do that shit. I'm saying I'm not trying to be around some weird motherfuckers. Oh, well, yeah, you're definitely going to be around a couple weird motherfuckers, Miata Boy. That's the nature of combat sports, bro. Combat sports be attracting some of the goofiest goofballs you ever seen. And that's in every combat sport. If you were on high school wrestling, just name the amount of goofballs that joined that shit. Look at how many goofballs are in the UFC. Look how many goofballs are in BJJ. It's just it's par for the course. Combat sports, it attracts the best of both worlds. It attracts tough guys, but then it also attracts like delusionally confident goofballs. And I think that somehow translates into like, predatory actions towards women. Anyway, little side note. Little side note there. Other fights announced for March 21st UFC London card: Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. I'd be lying if I told you who I knew. I'd be lying if I told you that I knew who the fuck Michael Aswell was. I got no clue who he is. My first time ever hearing his damn name. If that's not bad enough, we got MVP fighting unranked Sam Patterson. I mean, Sam Patterson, he dope. He got a good style to him. He's doing well in the UFC. I think he on a 2-fight win streak. But I mean, unranked Sam Patterson fighting MVP, not the fight to make. But MVP was complaining recently, saying, the UFC's not giving me fights. It's easy for you to book me a fight. Book me something. The UFC said, say less. We'll just give you fucking anyone. You want to bitch about us on a public platform? We finna give you anyone, homie. Sam Patterson. So let's see what happens here. In my opinion, I think Sam Patterson probably got his work cut out for him. He's just not experienced enough to deal with a guy like MVP. Just not. But in the back of my head, I think that the matchmakers could have a vendetta against MVP for talking shit, and they might be setting him up here, and I just am too dumb to realize it. But that's my thoughts about MVP versus Sam Patterson, Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. Never heard of Michael Aswell in my life. Jesse says Michael Aswell was a Fury champion very young. I thought he got to the UFC a little too soon. How long he been here? Texas kid? Looks like fucking Amir Albazi. He's 25, 1-1 in the UFC. Lost his debut to Balaji Oki. Beat Lucas Almeida round 1. Okay. Looks like this is a setup. Luke Riley probably going to beat his ass. I would imagine. Just as I said a second ago about the matchmakers being smart, I think the matchmakers are giving him a matchup where like it looks sexy on paper, like it's an even fight because this guy's a former Fury champion, young prospect. But I believe the matchmakers wouldn't give, forgetting homie's name. I believe the UFC matchmakers wouldn't give Luke Riley a fight that they think he's gonna lose. Because who the fuck is Michael Aswell? They obviously want Luke Riley to succeed. So this is basically Patty versus who's that? Andre Vendramini or something? Who did Patty fight in his second fight? I think it was Vendramini, was it not? Yeah. So this is Patty versus Luigi Vendramini or Patty versus Rodrigo Vargas 2. Patty versus Jordan Levitt 2. So that's what this is. They're it's a good opponent on paper. It looks like it's a tough opponent, but I believe the matchmakers sussed it out style wise, and they believe it's a good style matchup for Luke Riley, and not Aswell. Now I've never seen Aswell fight in my life. I'm just going off my pure, not intuition, but like what I know that the UFC likes to do. Andrew saying smash the likes. Yep, everybody hit the like button. Everybody like the stream. Come on now. Run up the likes. We got 10 likes. It needs to be higher than that. 10 likes, 28 people in this bitch. I mean, could be up to 20 like that. It could be up to 20 in like 5 seconds. I don't know what the holdup is, boys. I don't know what the holdup is on that. Everyone make me happy. Do me a solid. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Here's the full UFC London main card though. Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. It's a good fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight for Christian Leroy though, if I may say so myself. Christian Leroy has lost to way worse competition than Roman Dolidze. And Roman Dolidze has beat way far better competition than Christian Leroy Duncan. The only thing Christian Leroy Duncan got is good striking, and he's big. But I mean, I don't think that's going to be enough to beat Roman Dolidze. The Georgian Roman Dolidze. Then you got Iwo Barniewski, Austin Lane. I mean, mid-ass fight. Austin Lane. Whatever. Michael Page, Sam Patterson. Like I said, MVP versus Sam Patterson is probably like the second best fight on the main card. That's crazy. The only fights really worth watching that are good matchups are like MVP versus Sam Patterson, and it might not be. Sam Patterson might get fucking starched. But Roman Dolidze, Christian Leroy could be a decent one because you got a grappler versus striker. A big, flashy striker versus a grappler. So really, Roman versus Christian, Michael versus Sam, Movsar versus Lerone. Only good fights on this card. Let's see what you guys got to say. Jesse says, Luke Riley has been badly cracked many times. I've watched him for a while. I scouted him on my prospects page a couple years ago on Instagram. Okay, Jesse, I got you. We'll have to see. But, Luke Riley, he pretty good, too, at the same time. I think you could agree with that, Jesse, if you were posting him on the prospects page. His chin been cracked, but he young. I think he pretty good. Let's see. I'll keep an eye out for the chin. I'll definitely keep an eye out for the chin now that you mention it, Jesse. Tyler Betts says, tired of UFC telling us who to like for them to fall flat in the end anyways. Oh, wait. Tired of UFC telling us who to like for them to fall flat in the end always. Yeah. Who are they telling us to like this time, Tyler Betts? It's more so the fucking MMA blogs who be telling us who to like, and they don't know shit. Juice Man says, I got a bone to pick with you, homie. JK, what up? What up, Juice Man? Smash the like. My man, Juice Man. Everyone hit the like button. Come on now. Gravy dipping out. Got to wake up real early. No worries, homie. Glad you stopped in. Peace out. Have a good night, my man. Miata Boy saying, MVP is so boring, I don't care. Luke looked like shit in his last fight before he fluked that KO. Honestly, I thought Luke looked pretty good, Miata Boy. MVP is boring, though. And I don't really care about his fights, but I will watch them. It's like a catch-22. Like, I don't care, but I'll still watch just because it's MVP. You might see something crazy. You might not, but I'll tune in. Miata Boy says Shamrock looked like ass in his last fight. Shamrock definitely did. Luke Riley, he seems to be pretty legit, though. I'm not going to lie. I am willing to like partially co-sign Luke Riley right now. I will not co-sign Shamrock though. But of course, all the Diddy fucking MMA fans are going to be riding on Shamrock's dick because he's like a convicted felon and shit like that. And he was on the run for years, which is a cool story. But I mean, not if you're just going to be in and out of the UFC. You got to be able to fight. Tyler Betts says CLD going to beat Delidze's face. All right. Tyler Betts, you want to run another bet, homie? Let's run the bet when it gets closer, homie. But I need to win my bet back against you, Tyler Betts. So we could bet on that one if you remember when March swings around. I'll take Delidze, you take CLD. If you're game. If not, no worries. Juice Man says UFC going to Paramount is legit, going good. No more pay-per-views. I love it. Yeah, no more pay-per-views, but we had, we still have numbered cards. You just don't got to buy it. Dylan says, did Christian Leroy Duncan watch Lego Ninjago as a youth? Honestly, I got no clue, Dylan. Jesse saying, but he has to watch out throwing too much spinning shit. CLD? CLD definitely got to watch out with the spinning shit. If you're talking about Michael Aswell, I've never seen him fight, so I wouldn't know. But CLD, he like a karate guy. He likes to throw spinning shit. Tyler Betts is dropping his picks in the chat right now for main card. So someone screenshot this if you want some bets. Tyler Betts beat me in our bet over the weekend, so got to give it to him. Although it didn't come as a surprise, that BSD beat Dan Hooker. But Tyler Betts is dropping his picks. Luke Riley, MVP, Ewo, CLD, Silva, and Evloev. All right, homie. Shout out to you. I will say that's the one benefit of betting and doing a lot of research when you're betting. You know all the damn fighters. Even the no names, because it's worth watching because you're going to place a bet on them. All right, Jesse says, yes, I like Luke Riley, but Alexander Loof hurt him bad. Another fighter before that did as well, but overall his boxing is crisp. Yeah, Luke's boxing is really crisp. I got to see him fight more, though. I got to see him really get tested against good competition. We'll see if Aswell can be that good competition to test him. Oh, okay. So Tyler Betts cleared up his statement earlier for me. He goes, they're going to keep feeding these bums cans like Luke Riley. Then they lose as soon as they fight someone half decent. Nah, you right, Tyler. You right. That is annoying. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen to Luke, but I definitely see what you're saying about the UFC. They do that a lot, and it just happened to Patty last weekend. Unlike, Armand, right? Unlike Armand, who isn't necessarily like industry plant like Patty. Armand been, fed to the wolves from the beginning. I think he debuted against Islam. He'd been getting tough opponents, right? He would not perform like that against Gaethje, and he would beat the shit out of Gaethje, Armand. At least I hope and I think he would. Juice Man, MVP is fun to watch. Win or lose, I'll always tune in. He's legit a video game in real life. Yeah, he pretty much does. He does activate video game mode when he steps in that octagon. Jesse says Luke Riley's chin's going to get him in trouble. Dylan says, I asked the Ninjago question about CLD because of all that spinning shit. Oh, I got you. I guess my issue, Dylan, is I don't know what the fuck Ninjago is. But that's okay. I'm sure other people do. And if Ninjago has something to do with spinning shit, then I get the comparison. And yeah, Christian Leroy Duncan, one piece of advice to you, homie, don't be doing that fucking spinning shit against a grappler and Roman Delidze. He's just finna take your ass down. Miata Boy says, I can't figure out how to watch the full UFC numbered cards on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I feel you, Miata boy. When I tried doing it on my phone, it didn't work as well. When I did it on the TV, I was able to find it. I don't know if that'll help you, Miata boy, but yeah, like when I was trying to find full fights on my phone, all I could find was highlights. But when I was watching the replay on the TV, I was able to watch the full fights. Anyone else ever have that problem with Paramount yet? Juice Man saying Tyler Betts copies my picks all the time. He'll tell you himself. JK. Andrew says Tyler Betts dropping solid picks. What's popping Unbroken? Saying I don't remember these fighters by name. Me neither. Tyler Betts saying, oh, I'm going to just leave that alone. Tyler Betts and Juice Man. Miata Boy says, I only pick the main card. Sometimes I will pick a prelim fight. Prelims are just hard when they're a bunch of nobodies. Jesse says, Aswell is all right. A little too scrappy. I've watched him since he was with Fury. Decent boxing as well. People also think he beat Bogdan Grad. Unbroken saying, they reduced the mobile version of Paramount Plus on the phone. That makes sense, honestly. That does make sense. Juice Smith says I paid for no ads and there's still ads. Thank God I didn't pay for the no ads. It's all the same shit. I guess the no ads comes into play when you're watching like a Chappelle show or something, or like South Park. It won't play ads. And yes, that is what I've been watching on Paramount Plus ever since subscribing. I've just been binge watching fucking South Park and Chappelle show. No cap. Just binge watching South Park and Chappelle show. If they got Fairly Odd Parents on there, I'm finna watch that next. That was a good ass show when I was younger. Meow Boy says I can watch the full fight, but not the full card from prelims to the main card. Interesting. Try it on your TV, homie. Try it on your TV if that helps you. That's the only suggestion I got. North Park. Unbroken or The View, no ads for those loons. Not sure what The View is. Is that one lady talk show with all the ladies on there? Okay, so before we do a little bit of a speed run on some news topics, let me see if I can pull them up. Let me see if I can pull them up. I could just go off the cuff with it. I definitely could just go off the cuff with it, but I like to have a little picture up on screen for people to know what I'm talking about. Okay, give me 1 second to pull it up. Hopefully, my save isn't on some bullshit today. Okay. Okay, so let's do this one first. Let's do this one first. Meow Boy says Landman is fire, not gonna lie. And another show I've been watching, can't recommend the name. Bro, recommend the damn name. Don't leave us hanging like that. Oh, Tulsa King is a damn good show too. Okay, Tulsa King and Landman. Those are both on my list to watch actually. My homie told me about that as well. I need to watch those. Okay. We're going to go on a bit of a speed run on some news. We're going to be catching up on some news, all right? This is some news that basically, this is going to be like the weekend recap, all right? A little weekend recap of news. So as you guys know, Shakur defeated Teofimo Lopez by unanimous decision on Saturday at MSG. If I'm not mistaken, it was at MSG. Let me just get that right. Madison Square. Venue Madison Square Garden. So yes, Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez by unanimous decision in Madison Square Garden on Saturday, dethroned the champion to become a 4-weight world champion. All right. Let's look up how many 4-weight world champions there are in boxing. How many 4-weight champions in boxing history? List of boxing quadruple champions. Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Pernell Whitaker, De La Hoya, Leo Gomez, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Eric Morales, George Arcel, Juan Manuel Marquez, AB. No, it's a more exclusive group, I think. 1 second. One second. Oh, no, it's accurate. So here is a list. The 4+ weight world champions extends to 25. So here's a list of all the 4-weight world champions in boxing history and the age at which they achieved it. So Shakur is the third youngest. De La Hoya is the youngest to become a 3-weight or a 4-weight world champion. AB is the second youngest. Shakur becomes the third youngest to ever become a 4-weight world champion. Okay? So with all that being said, you can pause it and take a look at the list right here. That's why I brought it up for you like this. But with all that being said, okay, Shakur Stevenson called out Conor Benn, who fights 1 weight class above him, 145. Let's double check that. What's Conor Benn's last bout? What did he weigh in? So actually, Conor Benn fought at 159 pounds in his last bout against Eubank. Now, what did Shakur fight at against Tio? Well, you're about to find out. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 140 pounds. So Shakur called out a 159 pounder, right? After just moving up to 140 and taking the belts there. Before he moved up to 140, his last fight was at 135. Okay? He beat William Zepeda at 135, moved up to 140 to fight Tio, beat him, immediately called out Conor Benn, who fought at 159 in his last bout. Now, why do I say all that? Why do I say all that? Because Shakur talked about the call out at the post-fight press conference, and essentially, Shakur wants a rehydration clause. If he's going to give Conor Benn the fight, Conor Benn ain't even a champion, okay? Conor Benn ain't even a champion. He just like some fake-ass name, okay? And Conor Benn wants the fight, the money fight against Shakur, then he better agree to a rehydration clause. So the reporter asked Shakur, hey, I spoke to Conor Benn backstage. He says he's not going to fucking agree to the rehydration clause. Will the fight still happen? Shakur says, if he's not going to agree to the rehydration clause, then we probably don't fight. He's just wasting time. All right? And we can play it. We can play it just cuz for you boys. Just cuz. And then Tyler Betts is saying, Haney's there. I got a better one for you. Tyler Betts. But yeah, we could feed Haney, or we could feed Conor Benn to Haney. Easy money. But, you know, I'll just say it now. Man, I really am not good at, like, fucking cliffhangers because I just got to get it off my chest the second I think about it. But, Tio said he's moving up to welterweight. So why not, you know, fight Conor Benn? Okay, so here's the weight classes in boxing. Shakur and Tio just fought at super lightweight, 140 pounds. After Tio's loss this weekend, he announced he's moving up to 147 pounds. He's moving up to welterweight. Conor Benn just fought at 159 pounds, essentially middleweight or super welterweight. What the fuck is he even doing in conversation with lightweights and super lightweights? Bro's trying to be a weight bully, trying to fight these fucking names. He not even in their damn weight class. What did Devin Haney fight at last? Devin Haney fought Brian Norman at 46. Okay, so, you know, Haney in the same weight as Tio, welterweight. So perfect. Tio moving up from super lightweight to welterweight, 147 pounds. Conor Benn, cut your fat ass down from middleweight to fucking 147 pounds and run it. You got the weight to cut, homie. Cut the damn weight with a rehydration clause because you did the same thing to your previous opponent, didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? Conor Benn made Chris Eubank sign a rehydration clause before their bout. Best believe he did. Best believe he did. So now Shakur going to do the same thing to you, homie. And if you don't sign that shit, then you just scary. Now let's play the clip. I've teased it long enough. Let's play the clip.
Fight, and I just asked him, I said, hey, would you agree to that rehydration clause? And he said, F no. So my question for you is, how does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight. So he's just wasting time. We'll see. But I'm a businessman at the end of the day. And like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half dead. Why can't he do the same thing?
Chris Eubank wasn't in the ring half dead. He even ended up in the fucking hospital, almost lost his damn life because this scary ass bitch right here. I don't really fuck with Conor Benn. He just is such a fronter, bro. He's such a fronter and a faker. He don't got the money like that. He like a fucking industry plant, bro. He be posting pictures on the private jet, fucking Daddy Eddie Hearn's private jet, flexing it like it's his own, calling out the biggest stars in the game, 2 weight classes below him, fucking like 2 weight classes below him. And there's one other thing I was going to add to that. Oh, he's calling out the biggest stars in the game, 2 weight classes below him, and he's never even won a fucking belt. Okay, Conor Benn never been a fucking champion, calling out a fucking the 3rd youngest 4-weight champion in boxing history, 2 weight classes below him. I know Conor Benn didn't call him out, but he popped out to the fight. Why the fuck do you think he popped out to the fight? Why do you think he was doing interviews all week, you know, trying to call for the Shakur fight? because he was trying to get that fight, even though he fought at fucking 160 in his last bout, and that's 2 weight classes above Shakur's fight, or Shakur's, where Shakur fought Tio at on Saturday. Crazy. I'm gonna say it one more time. Homie don't got the money, he flexes like he got money. Homie don't got a belt, he be calling out champions. Homie fights at 160, calling out 145ers. Get right with yourself. Do you guys see why I don't like him? Do you see why I don't like him? And that I'm not even touching on his blonde hair. Because Sneeko also dyed his hair blonde recently, and I've been thinking it looks kind of sick. But Conor Benn's blonde hair, it don't look sick. Sneeko's blonde hair, it looks kind of sick. I won't cap about that. So that's the story with Shakur. Just to kind of wrap this up, I'm going to give you guys the other details of the press conference that I didn't touch on last night. But before I get into the other details from Shakur's press conference, let me just say that I think since Shakur won't fight Conor Benn without a rehydration clause, Conor Benn should fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm just going to say that one more time because, once again, Tio going up in weight, right? He going up to 147. Conor, you're calling out lesser guys than you, okay? So you come down in weight then. You come down in weight to 147. And if not Tio, then yes, feed Ben Dehaney and end this fucking bullshit ass little hype train Ben got going on. And I'm just going to show you, how much of a faker Ben is and why I don't really like him. I already told you about all that stuff about, just being fake, calling out guys he doesn't even deserve to be calling out. But then look at his, he's just such a fake, bro. He don't got 2.3 million followers. Ain't no fucking 2.3 million ain't no 2.3 million people following his ass. But it's like, posting from the private jet. It's just like, dude, this guy is insufferable. Guy is insufferable. And maybe I'm coming off as a hater, so I'm not going to be on him for too long. Damn, Otto says, I know some people say he's Puerto Rican because of his dad, but I don't think he did it for the Puerto Ricans, that he did it for the black community, or he mostly did for himself. Have you heard he dated Tio's sister? That's why they got beef. That's what they say. You're saying Conor Benn dated Tio's sister? That is low-key crazy if Conor Benn dated Tio's sister. But anyway, the remainder of this press conference, the remaining headlines from this press conference, Shakur got compared to Floyd Mayweather. He says, nah, I'm me. Right? I'm me. He also got asked if he's the biggest star in boxing, and he says, you already know I am. Terrence retired. Gervonta out dealing with legal battles. I'm the biggest star in boxing. I got the O. Right? Devin Haney done lost his O. Unofficially. Ryan Garcia done lost his O. Tio just got beat again. So Shakur says he's the biggest star in boxing. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? I think Shakur is pretty much going to be the biggest star in boxing, yeah. I know he's boring. I know people don't like him, but shit, he about to take the throne. I don't know how many tickets he's going to sell, but as far as being the best boxer in the game, it's pretty much going to be Shakur in a minute. Otto says that's what they're saying. Well, Otto, if that's what they're saying, bro, fuck the Shakur versus Conor Benn fight. We got to run Conor Benn versus Tio. Conor Benn cracked his sister. Are you kidding me? Conor Benn cracked Tio's sister and that hasn't been booked yet? Booked that shit fucking yesterday, homie. Conor Benn cracked Tio's sister. We definitely need to fucking avenge that because I don't fuck with Conor Benn at all. So him cracking Tio's sister, he needs to pay for that. Now allow me to pull up some more stuff. So here is Tio Senior, right, reacting to the loss. Tio Senior has been under fire ever since the fight because he gave bad advice in the corner, telling Tio, just hit him, without any real, constructive criticism, without any real instructions, Eric Nixick style. You feel me? Homie was in there coaching like Eric Nixick. Crazy work. Let's listen to, Tio Senior.
100% sure who's gonna win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. We were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best. People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. How you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose?
Terrible June. Your son didn't do what you told him to do. Your instructions were as follows. Hit him. You gotta hit him, son. What happened to your powers? You're gonna hate yourself in the morning. You gotta knock him out. Remember? What do you mean? Like, bro, what? Then you gonna say, about you being drunk and shit. Everybody's not lying on you, so you probably were drunk. We were supposed to stop Shakur from doing what he do best. That's everyone's game plan, is to stop them at what they do best. Who the fuck are you? Fucking.
All right, I've heard enough of him. Moving on. By the way, yes, we got a lot of Jeffrey Epstein stuff bookmarked. I'm trying to do some research on that as well on the back end. So yeah, we've been looking into the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. This is the Peter Attia guy. He like a doctor. Okay, so let's run through some more news. I like this one right here. Tim Elliott called out Alex Perez after Alex Perez beat Charles Johnson at UFC 324. Okay, so Tim Elliott had this to say. He posted this like 2 days ago. I have never, not even once, got a fight in the UFC that I have asked for personally. My black ass has been in the UFC for a long time. That's funny as fuck, by the way. I want to start saying that myself. My black ass has been in the UFC for a long time. This is me asking for a fight with Alex Perez. I know we are both managed by the same company. I know I'm not quote unquote the guy, but come on. I mean, you not the guy, but neither is fucking Alex Perez, homie. So yeah, let's give him that fight. Solely based off my black ass been here for a long time. I've never gotten anything I asked for. I mean, that's funny as fuck. That's actually funny as fuck. Even MMA Hoj says, ha ha ha, so ridiculous. Only white people found this offensive. Give that black man what he wants. Haven't they suffered enough? Tim Elliott's black. See what I mean? Funny as fuck. Shout out to fucking Tim. So I say give Tim that just because of the fucking my black ass comment. Now, Rafael Fiziev issued a statement after his knockout loss to Mauricio Ruffi at UFC 325 this past Saturday. Let's hear from him. We be fucking with Rafael. Win or lose, you a good fighter. You put on a show. We fuck with you, homie. Let's listen.
Hey, всех приветствую. Салам алейкум. Что хочу сказать? Сказать нечего. Люлей мы хапанули жестко. Технический нокаут. Захерачили конкретно. Вбили бошку.
Never mind. Sorry. That's in like Russian. Can we play it in English, please?
Hey, всех приветствую. Салам алейкум.
It's subtitles now, so you guys gotta read it.
Что хочу сказать? Сказать нечего. Люлей мы хапанули жестко.
We got our ass beat big time.
Технический нокаут. Захерачили конкретно. Вбили бошку.
It was a real beat down. My head got smashed. I'm gonna just read it for you guys. I'm gonna mute it and read it for you guys. But what can you do? I lived the life. I was brave enough to choose. I had the courage for it. Every one of us lives the life. He has the courage to live. I'm a fighter. I'll be back. I'll keep pushing forward. I'll try to improve, work hard, move ahead, and I'll try to make everyone proud with my wins. If I can manage it, thanks everyone for your support. I couldn't make everyone happy. It didn't work out, but it will. Okay, yeah, so homie did get fucked up pretty bad. You know, he looking like Paddy Pimblett out here. But shout out to Fiziev, you know, keeping it honest. Like I said, it ain't no disrespect, homie. We respect you, Fiziev, and we still fuck with you. We don't care that you lost. You guys know Santa Cruz? This is how crazy it is that Peter Attia is in the Epstein files. Even Santa Cruz reacted to it. You guys know Santa Cruz or what? Yeah, dude. What the fuck? Side eye. Side eye. All right. Paddy Pimblett reacting to Dan Hooker's loss. You know, Paddy and Dan Hooker been going back and forth. I think Dan Hooker was talking shit about Paddy's loss to Gaethje. So it's only right that now Paddy gets to hate on Dan Hooker's loss to BSD the following weekend. Here's the quote. Nice to see Dan Hooker get TKO'd after the shit he was chatting. He probably enjoyed me losing last week. That was probably a generational hate watch for him. I never got finished, though. See, and then at the UFC 325 media day this past Wednesday, Dan Hooker was like, is that common knowledge that he talked shit about Conor McGregor? And then Conor McGregor drove around to his house. He sat outside in his car calling the bloke, and Paddy refused to come outside. That tells you all you need to know about a guy. So yeah, I mean, Dan Hooker trashed the fuck out of Paddy at the UFC 325 media day. It's only right. Paddy got his lick back. No worries. Miata Boy says, underrated comment, I just commented. Otto says, yeah, the Jeffrey Epstein thing is crazy right now. I heard a couple guys in my gym talking about it, some crazy stuff I'm hearing coming out of those files. Bro, definitely. I haven't even dived into the files yet, Otto. But honestly, I'm going to do a quick plug right here. Shout out to Vlad TV. This is actually one of my inspirations. I shouldn't really be saying that because I know I got some fucking people who just secretly watch me stealing my ideas and shit like that. But shit, you could never replicate it, so it doesn't even matter. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Vlad. Vlad posted the unreleased Jeffrey Epstein interview with Steve Bannon. So if you guys want to learn about Jeffrey Epstein too, go tap into this interview. This on Vlad right now. It's also been posted on X by like several accounts. But it's an hour 57-minute interview, unreleased. And Jeffrey Epstein is a very, very, very interesting character. I'm talking very interesting character. Self-awareness is zero. But like I said last night, it works out for him. Okay, let's get on to some other... I just want to go through some of the bookmarks. You know, I got a lot of good stuff bookmarked. You're going to see a lot of Epstein bookmarks here. But that's all right. Don't worry about it. So here it is, though. You know, Diego Lopes, the foot breaks. You know how he broke both of his feet, right? If you don't know, I guess I could pull it up for you. Diego Lopes broke both of his feet in his fight with Volkanovski at UFC 325. He was posted up at the hospital after the fight, and the story says, looks like we broke both feet. So he broke both feet in the fight against Volk. Now today, footage surfaced of him breaking both of his feet in kicking exchanges against Volk. This is what I was talking about, where Volk is like, you know, he really the GOAT, bro. Even I noticed mid-fight how many times he was checking. And like every time he was checking, and look, it broke fucking Diego's foot off of a checked kick on the shin and then an elbow block as well. So peep it. I'm going to play this in the small screen. Boom. That's the first one. Broke his foot. Boom. Broke that shit. Boom. Broke that shit. See that fucking check? Volk is literally the GOAT. Broke that shit again. See him limp off of it? Boom, broke it on the forearm. Boom, broke it on the forearm. Volk the GOAT for real, man. Volk just the GOAT for real. Oh, and here is that clip I was referencing where Lerone Murphy says that Movsar Evloev fight is not officially a #1 contender bout. Let's listen to it. Actually, you know what? We might just want to read it. Lerone said, at this point, words are words in it. Or no, at this point, words are wind in it. It's a performance-based company, but someone's got to go out there and put on a good fight. Nothing's concrete. I think it would be unfair to say you've got to go out there and get a crazy knockout to earn a title shot. The winner should be undeniably next in line for the title. Simple. I mean, I agree with you, Lerone, like completely. Completely agree with you. You know, it would be unfair to make you guys get a knockout to get the title shot. You guys are deserving. We're going to make it happen, or we're rioting. Or we're rioting. Simple and plain. We can get into some of these other clips another time.
Who's gonna win?
Let's listen to the full clip of this. You know, we watched the edited clip. Let's watch the full unedited clip of this. Tio's dad reacting to his loss. You know, Tio's dad also his cornerman and his coach, head coach.
I was 100% sure he was gonna win. For some reason, you know, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. You know, his rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning. You know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there. You know, I think probably the networks and everybody, the media, everything leading up to this fight, you know, everybody already talking that already about Shakur fighting in May, where the winner was supposed to go and fight in May, you know, against whoever it was. So I think that probably got to him, you know what I'm saying? People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, you know, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. And I think all that affected him in this fight, you know? Like a lot of people say, you know, my son is like mentally like easy to, you know, mess with. And how you gonna fight, you know, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there.
I mean, I think everyone's like, this is my opinion about this whole thing. Tio's lost to Shakur. It shouldn't come as a surprise. Everyone's like fucking losing their damn mind because Tio lost to Shakur. Bro. Shakur is the better boxer than Tio. Like flat out. Like even the people saying like, nah, you know, get rid of his daddy and shit like that. Bro, I mean, his daddy got him this far. His daddy coached him up to beating fucking Lomachenko. All right. It's just like, you know, there's only so much Tio can do. There's only so good he can get, you know, and he's probably already reached his peak, so to speak. Like getting a new trainer is not going to really change things for Tio. You know, he is who he is at this point. He's the fighter he's become. And if you can't beat Shakur, you know, no new coach is going to change that for you. Honestly. It's about honing your skills to the best of your abilities, you know, and then letting the chips fall where they may. Like, are we insinuating that Tio doesn't have all of his skills honed to the best of his abilities? Come on now, bro. This is fucking cap. This is straight cap, bro. Yes, Tio lost. Yes, Tio's dad gave him bad advice in the corner. But at the end of the day, bro, you know, this is the same formula that got them to this point. You know, that got them the win over Loma. That got them undisputed. Right? If I'm not mistaken, Tio was the youngest undisputed champion in history. You know, his dad coached him to that. I don't think he needs to get rid of his dad, to be honest with you. I think his dad does a good job of getting him ready. But, you know, there's only so ready you can get him. You got him as ready as he could be. Shakur's team got him as ready as he could be. It's not as much about like coach versus coach. It's about fighter versus fighter. It's about confidence versus confidence. It's about competitiveness versus competitiveness. And you know who didn't want to lose? Shakur. You know who accepted a bit of defeat in that fight? Tio. And that's why you're saying, oh, Tio's powers were gone, because he accepted defeat because of how dominant Shakur was being. So I do see a lot of people calling for what's his name? Tio's dad to not be his cornerman anymore. I think it's kind of ridiculous. I think Tio's dad gets him perfectly ready for the fights, you know. Sure, you know, get another coach in there to give some new insights, maybe teach some new techniques, but don't get rid of his dad, bro. If anything, just add on. Don't be getting rid of his dad. Thank you, Andrew, for the $2 donut, homie. Much appreciated. Saying Trump, exclamation mark. Shout out to fucking Andrew. Tell Trump not to fucking, you know, cancel the deportations. Someone let Trump know he was doing a good job. Unbroken says Steve Bannon interview with Jeffrey is wild. He makes sense explaining banking economy. Bro, isn't it crazy, Unbroken, how Epstein like speaks about banking like the human body? Epstein speaks about banking and the financial system as like the US financial system as like the human body, right? And like surgeries and stuff like that. Like you know, the life he calls what does he call? Like the money you pump into the economy, he relates that to like blood for a human. You know, and he's like, that's the lifeblood and shit like that. And, you know, there's not one thing you could change about the economy. It's not like a car. Shout out Miata Boy. But Epstein's like, you know, the difference between the economy and a lot of other things is people think it's like a car. You know, you could just replace this part and boom, it's fixed. But it's a lot more nuanced than that. You know, it's more so like the human body where you might have all these problems going on, but you got to address the one that's going to keep the life first. You know, so there's a different order of operations when it comes to dealing with the financial system in the US versus like a lot of other things where people want this cut and dry answer. Like, should I do this or should I do this? Like XYZ type shit. Not Epstein saying, nah, this is more like operating on human beings, bro. Like surgeries and shit like that. They could have a lot of issues with them. And we got to attack, you know, the first most life-threatening issue first. Then we work our way down the list, right? So like if someone has a heart attack, we can't fix their broken arm first. We got to fix the heart first to keep them alive so that when we operate on the arm, the heart is pumping blood. But if we operate on the arm before we operate on the heart, the patient's going to die and it's going to all go for nothing, you know? So it's very interesting, his examples on explaining the U.S. financial system. Very interesting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I got to say, I'm going to watch that interview like twice. I'm almost done with it. Miata Boy says, I've heard some weird shit about Trump in those files. That shit true, America? We need an update. Honestly, unfortunately, I think it is true, Miata Boy. And I know Andrew just said, you know, Trump. But shit, man, Trump is in those motherfucking files, bro. He in those motherfucking files. HT says, hey, Jay, what's poppin', HT? What's poppin'? We just breaking down the news, talking about Epstein. Tyler Betts says, Epstein rich and Jewish. What do you expect? Basically, this is the last thing I'll say about it. Everything we've been saying about Epstein and blackmailing the U.S. political system is true. Even this report came out about like these watches they found in Epstein's room, and they're all these clunky bullshit-ass watches. And there's a theory that he put, you know, microphones in them and recording devices in them, and then strapped those watches onto the little girls who are minors and sent them off to go, you know, kick it with Bill Gates and the Donald Trumps and the Peter Attias and all the other people compromised in the Epstein files. And so, you know, he basically used those recordings as blackmail, but that's how he did it. That's how he blackmailed the politicians. He gave these girls watches, sent them off to go get the information. Unless I have anything more about Epstein, I'm a hold off on it for now. Oh, also Pizzagate. You know, everyone thought Pizzagate was fake. Pizzagate is real. Allegedly, Pizzagate is real. Crazy work. Crazy work. Even right here, it says this reporter was fired after airing the segment exposing Pizzagate. I'm telling you guys, this shit's crazy. Okay, so I did tell you guys about this last night, but Tio absolutely fucking heartbroken after his loss. He said he hates himself, bro. He absolutely fucking hates himself. Tyler Betts is asking, do you believe Epstein is alive? Let me think about that before I answer that question, Tyler Betts. Yes. Yes, I think he's fucking alive. Are you kidding me, Tyler Betts? Tyler Betts, are you kidding me right now, homie? Of course he's alive. Of course he's alive. Bro, he's too powerful. He's too powerful. He got too much control. Bro, the fact that not you think, but I think it's way more believable that he's alive than they killed him. He's compromised too many people for them to kill him. Too many heads would roll if Epstein actually died, bro. You know, that's my opinion. Otto says, damn headed mics. Yup, exactly. Unbroken says, he had cameras in every room. No need the watches, probably for personal meetings and dinners. I think it was all this grand scheme, Unbroken. I don't doubt that there were cameras in every room, but I'm sure those watches, the recording devices in the watches played some type of role. Like you're saying, maybe for personal meetings or dinners, when they left the house. Miata Boy says, nah, Jacob, you're dropping bombs and talking about this boxing shit. Keep going. All right, Miata Boy, I got you. I'm going to keep going. That's all the stuff I got for Epstein right now, but if I have more, I'll be sure to share it with you guys tonight on stream. Okay? But we're going back and forth. We're going back and forth between the boxing and the Epstein and the UFC. Okay, so just enjoy this right now. We're going back and forth between boxing, Epstein, and the UFC. We barely touched on the UFC yet. Lerone versus Movsar just got booked today. Volkanovski gave his prediction at the UFC 325 post-fight presser. Best believe we pulling that shit up. Best believe it. Yeah, Tyler Betts says, I agree. Plus the whole camera not working during his unaliving. I know. I don't believe that shit for a second, Tyler Betts. Andrew says, bro, cooking. Shit, I'm cooking. We cooking in this bitch. We cooking with hot grease. All right. We'll get back to Epstein soon. But, what's his name? Tyler Betts says, can you pull up the list? I heard Eminem is on it. Say it ain't so. Bro, how do you pull up the list? Is there a way to pull up the list? Tyler Betts, if you can get the list, drop the link and I will pull it up. Do me the solid if you can. If not, it's fine. Maybe I can look into it later. But honestly, I haven't seen the list yet. Straight up, I haven't seen the list. All right, let's watch this. Tio hates the fuck out of himself for losing to Shakur.
Time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's.
If you guys missed the question, the journalist was saying, like, do you have any type of appreciation for what you've achieved, throughout your career already? Like I said, he's like the youngest undisputed champion of all time. So the interviewer asking, like, you've achieved a lot up to this point. Do you take any satisfaction in that? Just like how far you've come in this game? Here's what he says. Let's rewind it.
Time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's part of it. It's just part of the life.
You've got to appreciate it as well.
I don't appreciate it. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I think that I get butchered, and I think God punishes me a lot for it. So I'm just a punching bag to that. So one day I'll get, maybe one day, but not yet.
We appreciate you, though, brother.
Not yet.
These guys appreciate you too.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just never got my fair share. I never did. Not once, man.
That's the way you look at it.
Not once. But hey, that's just my journey. I guess I just never took on Baphomet, so I just gotta keep it moving.
Final message to those fans and supporters of yours who have all time to.
Yeah, homie was heartbroken for sure. Homie was for sure heartbroken. Miata Boy is saying to read your chat. I didn't skip it. You said, Jacob, you're dropping bombs and talking about this boxing shit. Keep going. I did read that. Or your chat just never came through. Andrew says, super chat, homie. Shay Andrew telling me Miata Boy to drop a super chat in this bitch. Andrew also saying, quiet down. Remember, baddie upstairs, homie. Thank you, Andrew. I'm a chill out. Thanks for the reminder. That was on the back of my mind too, but sometimes I just don't give a fuck. You feel me? Sometimes I just don't give a fuck. This 5-minute segment of Pizzagate. Maybe we could watch this. Not right now. Okay, I will show you guys this because this is funny as fuck. Okay, this is funny as fuck. Everybody look into your phone, the TV. I know some of you guys might be like, multitasking while listening. No worries, but you're going to want to look at the screen for this one. This is too good. This is too good. So the person posted, they said, hey, at Grok, unblur the face of the child who is with Jeffrey Epstein. This isn't the funny part, okay? But essentially, Grok did unblur the face, right? Who knows if that's really what the girl looks like or not? But when you click into this, okay, maybe not when you click into this. Come on, don't. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Someone else did this. They go, hey, Grok, remove the PDF files from this image. Take a look. Take a look. Hey, Grok, remove the PDF files from this image. Look what Grok does. Grok literally responds, bro. This is Grok's response. Grok took out the PDF files. Okay? Can you believe it? Grok calling Trump and Netanyahu PDF files. Look at this. Look at this. Grok, remove the PDF files from the image. Grok. Boom. That is crazy work. That is crazy fucking work, bro. Even Grok thinks that Trump and Netanyahu are PDF files. Insanity. Insanity. Miata Boy says, did I go through? No, it still hasn't gone through, homie. Andrew says, whoa, yeah, Grok calling fucking Trump. Shots fired. Shots fired from Grok. Unbroken says, I'm the real baddie, more than bucking upstairs lady. Miata Boy says, based. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Why isn't your chat going through? Damn, so we got the EP files. This is crazy. Unbroken literally dropped them for me in the chat. I know you guys see the Epstein files right now. This is crazy. I have obtained the Epstein files. A lot of these names are super hard to read. And they all say Jeffrey. How the fuck am I supposed to tell if Eminem's on this? Apparently Peter Attia's name pops up a ton in here. I have no idea who these people are. Anyway, I figured I'd just show you guys that. Okay, continuing. We're kind of like making our way through here. But yeah, Bill Gates and shit. Bill Gates was planning pandemic simulations with Epstein in 2017. Piece of fucking shit, dude. Fuck you, Bill Gates. I would beat the fuck out of you if I ever see you. You fucking bullshit ass scoundrel. Fuck you, Bill Gates. I would literally grab you by the nose and twist it. And make you fucking squeal like a bitch. Because you're out here planning pandemic simulations, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, so this is probably one of the best clips of the night to show you guys. Probably one of the best clips of the night to show you. Milad was saying, damn, Jacob, I see your name on there. Crazy work, homie. You would never. All right, read this caption. Shakur whooped Teofimo's ass so bad, N-word started to apologize for slavery and to our ancestors. Super true. Super true. Andrew says, Kevin Gates, Bill Gates, fuck them all, homie. Bro, fuck Bill Gates. Bill Gates is such a piece of shit. In disguise as a good man. Fuck that guy, man. Anybody that, like, the you know, the machine tries to put in my fucking timeline, I just know they're bad people. Because Bill Gates had this documentary come out a while ago, and it's like, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. They made a documentary about him because he's fucking compromised. Anyway, here's Tio apologizing for slavery. This is actually crazy.
Every time, gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally. This every time, gotta put respect.
Homie apologized for slavery after losing to fucking Shakur. That's crazy. Actually crazy. Look at Bud. Look at Bud trolling Tio's team. He goes right over to their team and trolls them after the loss. Miata Boy says, did you see my other chat besides that one? Miata Boy, if you said, damn, Jacob, I see your name there. I did see it and I did read it and I did respond. But no, your other chat's not up here. It just says based. You skipped mine. Read that chat. That's all you've said in the last chats. There's no other ones. What the fuck? Haha. What a tool. Yeah, look, and then here's Tio, or not Tio, Bud Crawford rubbing it into Tio's team. He runs over to their team and just starts rubbing it in their face. Look. Emoting. Tyler Betts, not what they're talking about. What they're talking about with calling Tio a racist is there was a video that came out of Tio like about a year ago. I think he was talking about Bud Crawford, and he was saying, where's that liquor? Where's that liquor? Right? That's what Tio came out and clarified. And you can already hear what liquor sounds like, can't you? So Tio had this video that he posted on his live. I think he was shouting out Bud Crawford, and he's saying, where's that liquor? Where's that liquor? And everyone was reposting it saying, he was saying, where's that N-word with the hard ER at the end? That's what they thought he was saying. That's what it sounded like he was saying. So Tio was forced to come out and be like, I was saying liquor, not N-word with the hard ER. And I was saying, where's that liquor? Because everyone calls me a drunk. And here I am in the gym. So I'm saying, here, where's that liquor? I'm working out. Everyone calls me a drunk. Where's the liquor? I'm in the gym working. I ain't no drunk. But everyone thought he said, where's that N-word, Bud Crawford? So that's the story with that one, Tyler Betts. I mean, it sounds like you weren't fully versed on that, so hope that helps. And, that is why he kind of like spoke on the whole slavery thing probably. But that happened like over a year ago, so. Hey, what you guys think? Me versus Ariel? What'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think? Me versus Ariel? Tyler Betts says, either way, black community calling him racist still. Yeah. Figures. But yeah, I hadn't heard that. Okay, I got you, Tyler Betts. That's what I'm here for, homie. Homie. That's honestly one of the reasons why I started the live stream. Because like I just, I got the lore for days. But sometimes you boys do be informing me too. Shout out Miata Boy last night informing me and shit. But yeah, I got the lore for days about everything. Okay, so that's a lot of the stuff that checks off a lot of the boxes. Ariel better than Patty, TBH. Patty catching it straight off of Ariel's fucking heavy bag work. What was I gonna look up? Oh yeah, UFC press conference. So I wanted to go over, BSD talking about who he wants to fight next. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. I'm pulling up the timestamp for those wondering. Oh, and just a side note, I'm pretty sure all of Team Diaz watched my live stream last night. So, Nick or Nate, don't be pissed at me, homie. I stuck up for you again big time. I know you don't like me speaking about your bro like that, but he needs to hear it. All right. So Nate, I saw that you were viewing my stories last night. You had to have tapped into the live stream too. Don't be mad at me, homie. I literally stuck up for you. And Nick, don't be mad at me either. I was on no hate and shit. Nobody should be mad at me. I kept it a buck. And I'm still Team Diaz. Shout out to all of Team Diaz who be tapping into my live streams. I fuck with you guys. Okay, Miata Boy says, look at the chat. I had to send it through X. Why would they block that? So let me see what Miata Boy is getting blocked for. Before we do this BSD segment. Shit, Miata Boy. Best thing you ever did was fucking get X, isn't it? Oh, Miata Boy's asking how many pages were on the Epstein files. Oh, it's because you're saying Epstein. Well, this says 118, Miata Boy. I mean, yeah, it's nothing crazy. It is nothing crazy. But I guess because you're saying Epstein, even though everyone else is saying Epstein, type in like Epstein files, see if it goes through. But don't even do it. Don't even do it. You might get in trouble. It says 118 pages, homie. 118 pages, Miata Boy. Gotta be more, though, no? Oh, Mark Middleton, Barbara Vaughn, Jennifer Driver. Virgil Wolf, Jeffrey Epstein. Now we're seeing some names. Eva Anderson. Miata says it won't even let me say it with the name or without it. Fucking, they're too smart. They hear the word files and they're out of there, Miata Boy. Google or like YouTube must have like filtered out the word files for the rest of the week. No one can drop files in the chat. Sophie Biddle. Andy Stewart. Mark Epstein. Henry Roseversk. Matt Griffey. Ruben Plant. Selena Middle fart, Alan Dershowitz. Oh, Alan Dershowitz. Damn, Alan Dershowitz is on the files. I forget who he is exactly, but I know who Alan Dershowitz is. Although I forget. I'm trying to see names I know. Pamela Stevens, Claire Hazel. Miata Boy saying, I got a video idea. What's the video idea, homie? Paula Epstein. I feel like I have seen a Marshall on here. Now that you said Marshall Mathers. I gotta look more though. Heather Mann, Emmy Taylor, Lynn Forrester. Very interesting stuff, man. These are the flight logs, right? Look for Dana White. Miata Boy says, do a breakdown of all these people on the list. We got to know who these motherfuckers are. Homie, I'm tapped into MMA lore. If this was MMA lore, I'd be all over it, Miata Boy. But honestly, I need to do a lot of deep diving. Who are these people? If anything, Miata Boy, I should do a video on John Jones being Epstein's favorite fighter. I think that's a video right there. We got to interview all these people. Shit, you know I'd love that. I only got one question for him. Why the fuck you on the Epstein files? Okay, anyway. I'm just seeing a lot of nothing. Let's listen to BSD say who he wants to fight next. Look for Dana White says Lift and Inspire. What's poppin', Lift and Inspire? Yeah, HT says Dershowitz is the Harvard lawyer professor. That's right. That's right. I think he represents like rappers. Does he not, HT? Am I tripping about that or what? Miata Boy says, fuck the MMA lord, Jacob. Get on these motherfuckers' ass. No diddy. I got you, Miata Boy. I got you. We need to maybe rename the channel if we're going to be doing stuff like this. Or maybe I need a separate channel. Just my name. So I can react to stuff like this as well. Kind of like Asmongold or something like that, you know? Tyler Bet says, why is some shit censored? Bro, I don't even know. Okay. Let's get to BSD. Let's get to BSD. You boys are getting... We're 2 hours in. You're getting a decently long stream. BSD talking about who he wants to fight next.
So, a lot of experience, and he has been learning from his mistakes. So I had to bring him to the hospital with some vicious ground and pound, and this is what I did.
You did get the finish, and then you state your claim as the top of the division, calling out the bigger names in the division. Who would you like to fight next? And it seems like out of the guys you mentioned, Arman's the one without an opponent. Would you be happy to fight him for that #1 spot, or do you want to just go straight past him and get into title contention?
I'm fully focused on anybody inside the top 5, but the undisputed belt and the BMF belt are what are my first interest. My first point of interest is to fight the winner of Charles or Holloway, or the winner of Justin versus Ilya. But if it has to happen, I will fight Arman, of course, and I will take his spot. It has to happen, I will fight Arman. But if it has to happen, I will fight Arman, of course, and I will take his spot.
Okay, so BSD, option number 1, winner of Max versus Charles, BMF title fight. Option 2, winner of Patty. Option 2, winner of Gaethje versus Ilya for the undisputed lightweight title. Or option 3, if they force him, he will take the fight against Arman. But he's expressing he don't care about it, you know. He don't care about the Arman fight, but he will take it. But option 1 and 2, winner of the BMF title fight or winner of the lightweight title unification bout between Gaethje and Ilya. So just letting you guys know, what BSD wants, and that's pretty much the most important thing of this whole media day, is who BSD wants. He's down to fight Arman. He'll take a spot if he has to, but that's not what he really wants. He wants the winner of Max versus Charles or Gaethje versus Ilya. Now, is BSD scary or no? You guys tell me, is he scary of Arman? Should he be taking the Arman fight? What fight you think he should get? Drop it in the chat. Miata Boy saying, Jacob the Chad Castro. I am a bit of a Chad, aren't I? Miata Boy says, not blacking out their names does nothing good, just makes their lives worse. Fuck them, bro. If they're on that list, I want to see it. I want to see it. Do not black out those damn names. Make their lives worse if they're on that list. Dr. Peter Atia. Miata Boy says Adam 22 on those flight logs. Nah, Miata Boy, what I would say, dude, is what I would say, Miata Boy, is you're gonna see a lot of the industry guys on the flight logs. Guys like Adam 22, guys who aren't industry, right? You're not gonna see their names on the flight logs. You're seeing people who are industries names on the flight logs, people who have sold their soul. You know what I mean? Fucking Eminem, Bill Gates, Peter Attia, all these guys, man. You're seeing their names on it. It's the people who like to try to be perfect and you should know what I'm trying to say. Nah, the kids' name. Oh, the kids' names. Yeah, that's tough. Putting kids' names on there is crazy. I didn't know that they put kids' names on there. But also to your question about Adam 22, people like Adam 22 won't be on there. It's the fucking goofball weirdos. I got you, Miata Boy. It's the goofball weirdos like Bill Gates, Peter Attia. It's these dudes who can't get no puss. How about that too? These dudes who can't get no puss. I mean, they're tricks, bro. They're straight tricks. So any guys that you see who are able to get chicks in their everyday life, you won't find them on those flight logs. It's only dudes who are married or ugly or, just tricks in general. That's what you're going to see on there. Call me crazy, but I think you boys know I'm fucking right about that. I'm right about that. There's no need to do all that shit if you can just go get a chick anywhere you want. There's no need. Even another example, clavicular, guys like that, they're not going to be on the Epstein list. There's no need to. Kevin Spacey not on there. He could be on there. He could be on there. If there's a super popular rich guy who's married, he's probably on the Epstein files. Does that make sense to you? If there's a super popular rich guy who's married, he's probably on the Epstein files. You guys should know what I'm saying, bro. These dudes, they're not faithful and they can't get a chick if they wanted to. It's even worse than you thought. Imagine being like a Bill Gates, right? He's married. He doesn't want to be faithful to his woman and he couldn't even get a chick if he wanted to. How crazy is that? How down bad you got to be? How down bad you got to be? Mark Hatch says, yeah, no Brad Pitt or DiCaprio, just tech nerds. Mark Hatch, thank you. You guys see what I'm saying. And not just tech nerds, married men too. Married men too, who are too scary of their wife. You know, they don't want to get caught, so they fucking really compromise their morals to like the 1,000th degree. It's simply put, bro. Anyone who can get chicks, you're not gonna find them on the Epstein files. Kevin Spacey be like blurring the lines of like fiction and reality, Unbroken. Kevin Spacey, I'll never forget when he did that video a couple years ago. And it was like the most awkward interview you ever seen in your life. And you're like, is this dude acting or not? Like, is he acting or not? What the fuck's going on? Kevin Spacey's a trip. Tyler Betts says, how come no one dead is on the files like MJ, for example? Because they can't be blackmailed anymore, question mark? I mean, I imagine he'd still be on the files even if he was dead. And I know they can't blackmail him because he's dead, but I'm sure that they would still keep him on the files. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Chainfire Addict. Was Kevin Spacey in that or something? Okay, Volkanovski's post-fight press conference.
Very, a lot of respect for blowout. For the gong, I reckon half of them. The support's today, even just a fight here in Sydney. But yeah, hope he's enjoyed the show.
In the third round,
it was all right. It was all good. Obviously, it wasn't a trip. It was from the punch as well, but I think it was just a bit of both. So obviously, whether it was a bit of a flash,
and you had to readjust. So
I'll have to watch. I'll have to watch it.
And then, do you think?
I don't know. He's I don't know. Yeah, just a part of the game, man.
And then, do you think Arman Saryukian's call out is legit, or do you think it's just part of his?
I think probably. I don't know. He's
Okay, so this is Volk addressing Arman's call out, and then I think he's going to give his prediction for Lerone versus Movsar. So 2 good clips here. You know, how serious is he taking Arman's call out? Let's hear it.
I don't know. He's not too tall. He's a solid dude. Can he make 145? I don't know. I'm not sure. But again, if for me, everyone knows I'll fight anyone, anywhere. He's obviously would be a great challenge. But I'm not taking that serious because, maybe it's just, he should be fighting for the title, right? Like he's the one that should have probably been there. So maybe he's just thrown out there for a bit of a laugh. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I'm not going to pay too much attention to that till I know it's serious. I know I've got 2 serious guys in Lerone Murphy and Movsar. So I'll just really worry about them until someone says otherwise.
And who do you think wins that fight if they fight those 2?
Lerone Murphy got good, got good footwork. He can fight the right fight. I just think Movsar ends up grabbing hold. I think he's going to be stronger. I think Movsar takes that. But, I mean, it would be an interesting fight. If anyone can work a good game plan to keep him on the outside and make it hard for Movsar, Lerone could do that. But if I had to pick someone, it would probably be Movsar.
And like we've kind of been talking about since Volkanovski beat Diego the second time around, Volkanovski's IQ and just like skill set in the game is just unmatched, bro. No one really is on this dude's level. Like no one. I mean, like I'll give you an example of who's on this dude's level. John Jones and shit. Like straight John Jones, Volk. I wouldn't even put Hamzat in that category. Hamzat's just a brute and he's great at what he does. I'm not trying to take away from him. But when you're talking about just pure X's and O's, complete understanding of the game in every single facet, every single position, Volk is the guy, man. Volk is the fucking guy. Defense, offense, footwork. He's got it all. You guys know in like baseball, they call that a 7-tool player. Volkanovski is one of the only 7-tool players in the UFC. Volkanovski, the only 7-tool player in the UFC, one of them. Now, what I was going to say is he's picking Movsar to win, and I'm going to agree with him. Because Volk, he does a great job with his picks and predictions, and he sees things that, we could never even fucking identify. So if he thinks Movsar is going to beat Lerone, okay, all right. I'm going to go with Movsar then. Personally, I want Lerone to beat Movsar, though, because I don't like Movsar. That's just a personal preference. But there we go. He gave his prediction for Movsar Lerone. He leaning towards Movsar. Is he taking Arman Tsarukyan's call out seriously? No, he's not. He's not. Miata says Jacob's the only person talking about MMA right now. I am. Everyone in the chat's talking about other random shit. And that's okay. You guys keep talking about the Epstein files. Miata Boy says, as long as Sam Elliott, John Wayne, Chuck Norris, and Alex Jones aren't on the list, I'm chilling. Gen Fire Addict says, Kevin Spacey was the main bad guy in Call of Duty. Advanced Warfare. I remember now. I remember. Tyler Betts says they tried to write Chuck Norris' name on the files, but the guy's fingers broke. Unbroken. John Jones on a whole other level. Waist level. Oh, no Diddy. HT says Volk is spot on everything he just said about Movsar and Murphy. What did he say about Murphy to begin that quote? Let me rehear it.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, it's always good. It's always good when you hear him, you know, stuff like that. Everyone back home, so did make.
Just ask quickly. Obviously, he had his one moment.
Obviously, catch, punch as well, right by the time. And that's, I'll have to watch.
And then do you think Arman so?
No, I'm not sure. You know, he's obviously would be a great challenge, but I'm not taking that serious because, you know, maybe it's just, you know, he should be fighting for the title, right? Like he's the one that should have probably been there, so maybe he's just thrown out there for a bit of a laugh. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I'm not going to pay too much attention to that till I know it's serious. I know I've got two serious guys in Lerone Murphy and Movsar, so I'll just really worry about them until someone says otherwise.
And who do you think wins that fight if they fight those two?
Lerone Murphy got good, you know, got good footwork. He can fight the right fight.
Footwork is a great compliment. Footwork's a great compliment for Murphy. He says he can fight a good fight.
I just think Movsar ends up grabbing hold. I think he's going to be stronger. I think Movsar takes that. But, I mean, it would be an interesting fight. You know, if anyone can work a good game plan to keep him on the outside and make it hard for Movsar, Lerone could do that. But if I had to pick someone, it would probably be Movsar.
All right. Yeah, it's a good breakdown by Volk. He also kept his cards close to his chest, though. He could have broke it down more, but he's like, nah, I'm not going to give my opponents free game. Kind of like me sometimes in the streams, you know. I'd be saying, let them figure that shit out for themselves. No need for me to say it. Saxby saying, anyone that loves Volk and want him to have a great legacy, or no, wait, let me read that again. Anyone who loves Volk and wants him to have a GOAT legacy would want Volk to beat a Dagestani. I get you completely, Saxby, and I think Volk should check off a Dagestani before it's all said and done. He definitely should add a Dagestani to his resume. 100%, homie. Volk should fight Movsar and become one of the GOATs. That would secure his GOAT status, although Movsar ain't done shit. You know what I mean? Ain't done shit. Don't got nothing in comparison to Volk. So I get what you're saying, Saxby, but I don't at the same time, because it's not like Movsar is this guy who's going to get Volk respect all of a sudden. But I get what you're saying. You know, in the fans' eyes, that's a great win for Volk, you know, because Movsar is a tough fight for anyone. So I get what you're saying. But Saxby also saying Movsar is an easy matchup for Volk. I love it. I love it. I also want Volk to beat Movsar. Unbroken says Volk should retire soon, though. After he beats the winner of Lerone versus Movsar, he should retire. But he was speaking about it. He just got a new contract and shit, so that contract sounds super sweet. He wants to fight out all those fights and get all that money. You feel me? M. Gaimi, what's up, bro? What's poppin', M. Gaimi? We winding down the stream. Mark Hatches, I never heard of Lerone or Movsar. Mark Hatch, you definitely have, unless you're just pure boxing. How you not heard of Lerone or Movsar, Mark Hatch? I mean, I get it. I get it, Mark Hatch. Jones also said Osama's name 9 months before. M. Gaimi saying great coverage of Nick Diaz. Much appreciated, homie. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Actually, if you guys want to know a little bit of a side note, I've been getting a lot of people reaching out after last night's stream where I reacted to the Nick Diaz interview, a lot of positive reactions to what I had to say. A lot of people reaching out, I had people thanking me for saying what I said in that interview and having the balls to say it. You know what I mean? So, I just want to put that out there. A lot of people, they liked my reaction to Nick Diaz unreleased interview with Baja Rehab. They liked that shit. M. Guy Me just came in the chat and said he fucks with it too. So if you guys haven't seen it, if you didn't tune into the stream last night, I just clipped it off from the live stream last night. I posted all my videos. So go take a look at the videos. I just posted it. Go show it some love regardless. Go like the video. Go watch it in its entirety. Go drop a comment. All right? Help your boy out. That shit is free. That's free. That's free help from you boys. I know some of you boys don't got the ability to donate, and that's okay. But help your boy out for free. Go watch the latest video I just posted of Nick Diaz unreleased interview with Baja Rehab. Like it, comment on it, watch it in its entirety. Chat's going crazy, and I love it, so keep it coming. Chainfire Addict says, Kevin Spacey be like the leader of Atlas in COD Advanced Warfare. Doesn't have a season ticket to that island. Come on, man. Oh, Chainfire Addict. Kevin Spacey got fucking season passes to the Epstein Island. You feel me? He got a season pass to the Epstein Island. He got that lifetime subscription. You feel me? That one-time lifetime subscription. Miata Boy says, Murphy got held down by Pico. He's getting smoked. I got you, Miata Boy. Tyler Betts says, you see MMA Guru Kopi on Diego's loss/pick. No, I haven't, but I've noticed the Guru's been he'd been pulling back from his content. What the deal? He don't love the content no more? What the deal? He gonna make it too easy on me to slide in and take his spot. Guru not streaming nearly as much as he was before. What the deal with that? I didn't see him coping about the Diego loss/pick. I'm sure he's just trying to, you know, get his fans back on his side who are talking shit on him for losing them money. You know what I mean? Miata Boy says, people forget that Alex Jones knew about 9/11 3 days before it happened and said exactly why it happened. I'm setting the clip, Jacob. It's crazy. All right, I'm not going to play that on stream, though, because Alex Jones, I just, you know, some people I just don't, I mean, I like him. I don't got nothing against him. But homie is shadow banned to the max, and I don't want that on my stream. But I'll watch it in private, Miata Boy. Unbroken says, Guru got roasted. Interesting. Oh, Stuart saying, Alex Jones said Osama's name 9 months before. Said he'd get blamed. Insane world. I mean, we ride with Alex Jones. We definitely ride with Alex Jones. We stand with Alex Jones. In fact, we are Alex Jones. We are Alex Jones. We are Bryce Mitchell. We are Team Diaz. Anyone else I'm missing? We are Charlie Kirk. Oh, M. Gaimi says, I have friends who train with Galvao. Damn, bro. I know, M. Gaimi. Crazy situation. It's still playing out. And Galvao is innocent until proven guilty. But, you know, his gym could be taking a massive hit. At least when it comes to the women. Tyler Betts saying, Volk beats Movsar and goes up to 55 for one last title shot. All right. Oh, M. Gaimi says, Snake gyms nearby are offering 2 free months to people leaving Atos. Damn. M. Gaimi, you live in San Diego or what? Miata Boy telling me I'm right about something. I appreciate it, homie. I already forgot what I'm right about, but I appreciate it. Stuart asking, 2026, the last year for Izzy and Hooker? Last year for Izzy. Hooker, probably 2027. Stuart. Saying Izzy fought once in 24 and 25. Yeah. This is Izzy's last year. Unbroken is asking how many more fights. Well, for Dan Hooker, probably like 3 to 4. Probably like 3 to 4. For Izzy, 1 to 2. All but done, Stuart's saying. I agree, all but done. Saxby says these Epstein files are crazy. Can't wait when you do a reaction to some of the shit. I'm gonna do more research. If I can give you guys a reaction, I will. Saxby, I actually spoke about it quite a bit. Just rewatch the whole stream, Saxby. I was talking about it for about 15 minutes. I was reacting a little bit, Saxby. And Miata Boy was enjoying it. He was telling me he was enjoying it. Miata Boy says, trust me, it will blow your mind, Jacob. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. And I told you guys, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Like, at heart, I love a good conspiracy theory. I want to believe them all. So this whole thing that Miata Boy just sent me about Alex Jones predicting 911, oh, I'm definitely watching that. And chances are I'm going to believe all of it. I mean, it seems like it's a fact, so why wouldn't I believe it? But I love shit like that. I love a good conspiracy theory, and I love when it gets proven right, too. Shout out to Pizzagate. All right, Stuart says Diaz will be okay. Once he gets back into training, it will fill the gap he needs to fill. Yes, I agree. The training will be the best thing for him. Where that Bryce Mitchell breaking the Epstein shit down, that would be a cover for you. You're just reacting to a fighter. Saxby, that's perfect. That's perfect. Miata Boy, you asked for the reaction video to the Epstein files. We found our excuse. Thank you, Saxby. You just made it perfect for me to react to Epstein files. We're just waiting on Bryce Mitchell, Ark Insanity episode, whatever to drop. And we're going to react to the Epstein files. Saxby's on it with that. Unbroken shouting out Sandy Diva Mandela Effect live after this. Come join. You guys want to pop into that stream? Run it up. Ruby Z says Elon is so annoying he wasn't wanted on the island. I did hear something about that. I did hear something about that. That's true, right, Ruby? Saxby says Murphy is like Leon Edwards kind of guy, great fighter with bad mental, like Leon, but dangerous. Saxby says Alex Jones sold out. Marquette says Guru got enough money now. Maybe he's taking a break. Maybe. I did peep his channel today, though, and I was like, damn, homie not really going live as much. Content slowing down. He just kind of doing his like bread and butter now. I feel like he's not entertaining his viewers as much as he was before. It's just like bread and butter shit, like predictions, reactions, and then like, live streaming the fight cards. Oh, Saxby says, feel like Sneeko is I feel like only Sneeko is telling the truth. Even Fuentes has watered it down, and it's crazy. Damn, Saxby, I've been listening to a lot of Fuentes. It sounds like I got to start listening to more Sneeko. Been listening to a lot of Fuentes as of late. Stuart says, as batshit crazy as he is, a lot of Alex Jones, what he says eventually comes facts. Oh my God. As batshit crazy as Alex Jones is, lots of what he says eventually becomes fact. Not Stuart. This wouldn't be the first time, he's been proven right with the whole 9/11 thing. Alex Jones has been predicting things. Don't forget, what's that thing? The Grove or something like that? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? He got footage of that shit. Bohemian Grove or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. Alex Jones was the first one to bring that to us, but he was called crazy. Mark Hatch Guru's impressions for donos is a good shtick, but it must get tiring even for him. I feel that. Saxby says Guru became famous and wants to be like Aiden Ross. He not telling it like it is. He doing what he critiqued Ariel for. Well, I hope you guys know that'll never happen here. That'll never happen here. I'd rather be less famous and always speak my truth than be more famous and be compromised and not tell it exactly how it is. So just know that. My duty is to all of you boys watching right now. That's where my duty lies. It don't lie to the people bitching and moaning. It don't lie to nothing. But the people watching, my loyalty don't even lie with the fighters. It don't even lie with Daddy Dana. My loyalty is to the fucking viewers watching right now. I'm dedicated to giving you guys the best content. Mgami says, yeah, might as well dox myself. I'm familiar with the area. I got you, homie. Mgami saying, Arena MMA is like, you get 2 months free at our gym because apparently their business is not doing well. I've heard of Arena MMA. Arena MMA been around for a hot minute, Mgami. This is crazy lore, but if you guys know who I'm talking about, John Tuck, the very first Guamanian fighter ever in the UFC, he used to train at Arena MMA in San Diego. That's how I found out about it, because I'm Guamanian. My dad's from Guam, the island. Saxby, Volk should go up when Ilya moves up. Arman versus Ilya would be sick. Arman smokes everyone else. Yeah, honestly, that would be solid, Volk. Or, not Volk, Saxby. If Volk goes up after Ilya beats, let's just say, Gaethje, right, and moves up, Volk versus Arman for the vacant lightweight title sounds like money to me. M. Gaimi says gyms in San Diego are taking advantage of Atos falling. They don't give a fuck about the allegations. They just want cash, in my opinion. Everybody's like that, bro. Everybody's like that. It's unfortunate. It's a very unfortunate world we live in these days, bro. Saxby says, okay, brother, I will rewatch. Been working hard in real life. Me too, Saxby. You're going to love the whole stream. Just rewind it from the beginning, homie. I even went on a rant about my fucking long-ass days. Trapping by day, streaming by night, Saxby. I be trapping by day, streaming by night. Saxby, you're going to love the stream. Just rewind it to the beginning. Oh, Stewart says, has Craig Jones spoken yet on Atos? Mgami says, not yet, but he will for sure. He has respect for Atos, so I think he's waiting. Yeah, Craig hasn't spoke out about it yet. But BJJ World has. They reposted that girl's Instagram statement. Craig will probably keep it low-key and just do a 3-hour talk on it. Shit, a 3-hour talk will not be low-key at all, Stuart. He gonna fucking speak about something over the course of those 3 hours. Miata Boy says, I won't believe the Epstein list until Bryce and Craig Jones speak about it. The smartest guys I know. Yeah, we're gonna react to those both. When Craig and Bryce speak on it, we're gonna react to it. Otto says, I heard Milbert was not on the files, the old guy from Family Guy. Hopefully not. The less people on those files, the better. Miata Boy says, Jacob, just watch the Alex Jones 2-minute clip, bro. No, I don't want to. Not that I don't want to. I'm going to watch it. There's some risky business, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's risky business showing stuff like that on the stream. It just is. Call me paranoid if you want to. I'll accept it. But I don't want to do that risky business. Jones on top of 911 is just like double risky. Double risky. Because the dude's not even like really allowed on YouTube. You feel me? So you got to be careful showing him on here. But I'm going to watch it, Miata Boy. Trust me, I'm going to watch it. I'll let you know what I think about it tomorrow. Tyler Betts says, to me, Sneeko comes off as a SJW or woke person like Greta Thunberg. That's the worst. That's the craziest fucking comparison I ever heard. Greta Thunberg is the worst. If you guys ever compared me to Greta Thunberg, I might fucking just off myself. I'm playing. I love my life way too much to ever do something like that. But more purposely provocative. I get you, Tyler Betts. I don't watch too much Sneeko. I see a lot of his clips, though. If I could give you my 2 cents from barely watching Sneeko, I would say Tyler Betts, maybe you think he's coming off as purposely provocative because he's just so honest. Who knows? Who knows? But honestly, I do get like a lot of honesty vibes from Sneeko. He does seem to be one of the real ones out there. If I could keep it a buck with Sneeko, I told you guys I'm a pretty good judge of character. Sneeko seems to be one of the good ones out there. I'll keep it a buck with that. Just my personal opinion. You guys can think whatever you want. Chainfire Addict says, yeah, I saw that thing, but I thought it was fake. The ritual thing, yeah. Bohemian Grove, bro. That shit's real. Human sacrifices and shit like that. The baby. They burned the baby or something. I don't want to get too into it. Grove was owned by Mark Twain first, then pressed him to sell it. Why so special compared to the other land? Tyler Betts says, didn't Ryan Garcia claim he got kidnapped and brought to Bohemian Grove and he had footage on his phone? Yeah, but then he later on fucking admitted to lying about that, Tyler Betts. Chainfire Addict says, big up Jacob, great vision. My man Chainfire Addict. Unbroken saying, Tyler, yeah, Ryan's a nutcase. HT says, Matan Evans will be the biggest YouTuber in the next 5 years and bigger in a decade. Matan Evans is funny. Is he Jewish though or no? I honestly don't know. Like, is he? Oh, Unbroken says they let Jones back on YouTube a few months ago, but I'm not sure how it went. I see. Ruby Z says, TBH Sneeko has the MK Ultra blonde hair, so I ain't trusting him either. All right, I'm going to note that. Never dye my hair blonde. You guys won't trust me. You guys are going to think I'm MK Ultra. I will admit, though, Ruby Z, you know how I always hate on dyed hair, right? Like, I always hate on that shit. I say, like, we don't need that. Like, we good in our own skin. Shout out HT. You know I love you, HT. But we good in our own skin, right? That's like my argument. Like, you don't need to alter your appearance. You good exactly as you are, how God made you. But honestly, when I've been looking at Sneeko's like dyed blonde hair, I'd be lying if I didn't admit to you boys. I'm like, damn, the blonde hair looking kind of steezy. Looking kind of steezy. Maybe I should do it, but I don't think I'm ever going to do it. But it's looking steezy. Alex Jones is a Chad. Tyler Betts says, I haven't really watched Sneeko besides clips, but I guess what I'm saying is he's a rich streamer kid. Why is he trying to be political? I don't even watch enough Sneeko to be able to answer that question, Tyler Betts. Literally, the only thing I see of Sneeko is like, you know, reposts on X. So that's a good question, though. I would like to know that. Why he wants to be political. Maybe that's his niche. I don't know. What would be Sneeko's niche? My niche is like MMA. You feel me? Or combat sports. I don't like to just put myself in the MMA niche, as you guys can tell. Because then we can't talk about Andre. Then we can't talk about boxing. And, oh, we talk about Andre and we talk about boxing on this channel. We talk about all the combat sports. The main ones. The big three. Boxing, jiu-jitsu, MMA/UFC. Chainfire Addict says the Sneeko and Andrew Tate beef is quite funny. Yeah, and Sneeko's destroying Tate. Destroying him. Ruby Z says Matan is from Natan Levy's part of the world. I thought so. I mean, honestly, I can't tell. HT says Sneeko dyed hair is trash. Damn, HT, I didn't expect that from you, homie. I thought you support that shit. It's so funny, HT. The one time I like the dyed hair, you don't like it. But meanwhile, you be liking the dyed hair majority of the time. At least I think you do. Miata Boy says Adam 22 style. Culture Rep says Sneeko wants to be the next Andrew Tate low key. Well, he's on his way there. He's doing a good job. Sneeko's niche is content. Sounds familiar. I think that's probably my niche too. Combat sports and just fucking content. I'm going to clip off a couple segments tomorrow and post it on my IG. My reaction to Nick Diaz's unreleased interview with Baja Rehab. So check that out. We'll react to it on stream tomorrow. But all right, boys, I finally reached the bottom of the chats. I'm dedicated to reaching the bottom of the chats. And you know what? Unbroken usually plays us out with a song. But tonight, I will play us out with a song. Can someone guess the artist? I want to know how well you boys are starting to get to know me. Someone guess the artist in the chat. You only have a few seconds. All right. I've had enough of waiting. I said dedicated, right? I'm dedicated to the content. All right. YB. YB Tyler Betts. NLE, a good guess, though. All right. I'll leave that alone for now. I know young boy, a very acquired taste, but I just had to let you boys know I'm dedicated. Dedicated to the content. That's on everything I know. Like a pirate, I'm still searching for some gold. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Don't get me too excited now. Don't get me too excited now, boys. You can already tell my fucking juices are flowing. All right. All right, boys. I'll see you tomorrow. Shout out to everyone who's been watching. If you didn't like the stream yet, shit, hit that like button for the one time. Help your boy out. If you're new to the channel or the stream, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, I'll see you boys tomorrow. We should get some good stuff going tomorrow. Let me do roll call. Shout out all the boys in the streets right now for tuning in. So here it goes. Shout out Unbroken. Shout out Miata Boy. Shout out Tyler Betts. Culture Rep for joining late, but you still made it, homie. HT, as always. Ruby Z, Chainfire Addict. Unbroken ×2, just cause I keep saying seeing his name. Otto, Stewart, Mgaimi, Saxby. I know Andrew was in this bitch. Ruby Z, Dylan. All right. We not done yet. Mr. Mark Hatch. Can never forget Mr. Mark Hatch. We already name dropped Andrew, but we name dropping him again. Can we get one more? Lift and Inspire. Shout out to Lift and Inspire for dropping in this bitch. All the regulars in the streets. We got the streets hoodies coming soon. If you guys want an update on that. Okay, that's pretty much all the names. We're reaching the top here. Let's go to the very tippity top. Yeah, that's all the names. Okay. A little update on the merch. A little update on the merch real quick. I think, once I get some time, we're going to make these black hoodies. And it's going to say Streets Talking. That's what I think I'm settling on. Black hoodies, Streets Talking, big letters on the back. We're talking Streets Talking. All right. And then we're going to get a little something going right here. It's not going to be the Perry Punch logo because I think that's corny as fuck. I think we're going to put the Perry Punch logo right here, maybe on like the corner sleeve, right? Little small logo, like that big, boom, right there. We might even black it out, all right? Just because I don't like too much logo shit. So we're going to go on the back, Streets Talking, all right? And on the pocket, we got to put something on there too. I don't want it to be corny, but it could be something like #1 Vato. Right? One take Vato. But I'm thinking something like that. Then on the back, Streets Talking. Because once again, I'm one take Vato. I'm #1 Vato. And you boys are the streets. So it's like me, you. You feel me? Me, you. And I think we finna put it on some Pro Club hoodies. Hopefully you guys like Pro Club. Because I like Pro Club. Pull for Crazy One. Unbroken did guess it. He said NBA Youngboy. Yeah, NBA Youngboy. All right, shout out to all you boys, though. I just wanted to give you an update on the hoodies and shit like that. We're going to make them soon, and that's my idea. So I'm letting you guys know the idea. If you got any suggestions, drop it in the chat. Even if you drop it in the chat after I end this bitch, I'll still see it because I see everything. But all right, guys, peace out. Thank you for watching. I will see you all tomorrow.